PR maven John Blake back to where he knows so well. This is the ballpark in Arlington. Pudge is back. The Rangers and the Minnesota Twins play ball tonight on what should be a fun night here in Arlington. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball along with Tom Grieve. I'm Josh Lewin. A lot of interest, a lot of buzz, a lot of enthusiasm, obviously, with Pudge Rodriguez back. Not too many current Rangers have ever played with Pudge Rodriguez. One of them, though, Michael Young, really hitting the ball well.
He really is. And, Pudge is back. While he's been gone, I think most people would agree that Michael Young has kind of taken over as the popular Ranger player. One thing he does is hits line drives from day one to the end of the season. He plays when he's hurt, and he's doing it right now, especially at home. 19 straight games he's hitting at home. His average during that streak close to 400. But that's what you expect from Michael. When the rest of the guys are slumping, he's still hitting.
Well, and Pudge Rodriguez won't be asked to hit right away. Expected to maybe play tomorrow night instead. But Pudge, wearing that familiar number 7, is back in the dugout anyway. Nice of David Murphy to give up 7 so that Pudge can have it again. It's the Rangers and Minnesota Twins when we come back. He came out to, of all things, deliver the Rangers lineup card tonight. He's not in the lineup, but he's on that lineup card. He's the backup catcher tonight. He's on the active roster. And what a great moment.
Well, the one thing that Pudge will always have is that great smile. It's the smile right off the bat when he was 19 years old, and the charisma that won the favor from all the fans, and he's still got it.
You can see where they whited out. It was Richardson initially. Kevin Richardson now is on his way to Oklahoma City. Pudge Rodriguez is back reunited with Rudy Jaramillo, reunited with these Ranger fans. And as the Rangers make that push towards getting to the postseason for the first time since 1999, it's fair to point out who the MVP in the American League was. In 1999, it was number 7, Pudge Rodriguez. So with that kind of energy to feed off of tonight, Scott Feldman will take the mound, and we'll show you the Minnesota Twins lineup that he's going to be facing. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The Twins had lost 3 straight, and they go with Span, Cabrera, and Mauer tonight. No Morneau. He has got that inner ear infection, and he can't play tonight. But Mauer, wow, 476 in August. He's got a 14-game hitting streak. Jason Kubel slides into the cleanup spot. Then Kadire and Creedy, Delman Young and Carlos Gomez, Nick Punto, the switch-hitting second baseman. And now we give some love to Scott Feldman. The scouting report brought to you by the Dallas County Community College District.
Yeah, and that first line deserves some love. 12-4 with a 3.90 ERA. Fewer hits than innings pitched. 3 or fewer runs in 9 of his last 10 starts. 27 quality starts since the start of 08. That's the most on the team. He's won his last 3 starts, all in August. And in those 3 starts, he's pitched 19 innings and has an ERA of 3.32. And in his last 2 starts, he's had his 2 highest strikeout totals of the year. 6 in one game and 7 in the other.
On a 93-degree summer evening. 1 ball, 1 strike to Denard Span. Now, it's funny to think if Chris Benson hadn't complained of the sore elbow in late April, who knows how long it would have taken for Feldman to get back into that starting rotation. Feldman slides and now throws it away. Kinsler running to back it up. That's simply a base hit for Denard Span. Feldman tried to make the impossible play right there.
We saw Scott in Oakland make a terrific play on a slowly hit ball. He tried to field it and flip it, but it just slipped out of his hand as he tried to do that.
That first part was cool, though.
Everything looked good till that. Kind of threw him a changeup down and away. But that was a good bunt. Span runs well, and that was going to be a pretty much impossible play to make right from the start. Just a well-placed bunt.
Now Orlando Cabrera and a lob toss to first. You know, as we look at some of the guys that the Rangers have out there tonight, I'm trying to figure out where they were the last time Pudge Rodriguez wore a Ranger uniform. Scott Feldman was finishing up at the College of San Mateo. Michael Young was a Ranger. Hank Blaylock was debuting as a Ranger that summer. So they have had the pleasure, these cornermen for the Rangers tonight. Blaylock and Young have been teammates of Pudge. But, for example, the Rangers' leadoff man tonight, Julio Borbon, he was in high school in Starkville, Mississippi, the last time the Rangers had Pudge on the team. And Pudge returns as the all-time leading hitman for the Texas Rangers. He's got more than 1,700 as a Ranger. Denard Span on the move. Chop ball first base. Blaylock can only go to his own bag right there. 1 down.
Oh, that's a pretty good job by Cabrera on the hit and run. He hit the ball hard. He went the other way. Unfortunately, hit it right straight at Blaylock, so the Rangers get it out with that huge hole to shoot at. He almost shot it right there for first and third and nobody out. The thing that strikes me about Pudge coming back is having had the opportunity to watch Pudge from the time he was 19 years old, and now having had the chance to watch Omar Vizquel for 4 months. The amazing energy, charisma, and pure joy of playing the game that both of them bring to the party, and to have them at the tail end of their careers on the same team at the same time, for the young players to watch them prepare, smile, and enjoy the game can only be a positive thing.
Joe Mauer looks at a strike. Well, suddenly you're talking about a couple of future Hall of Famers wearing Ranger blue. Together, one on the right side of 40, the other on the left side of the big 4-0. Pudge is about to turn 38. Omar's already 42. And as we've been talking about all year, playing like he's 22. Kind of early to anoint Joe Mauer as a future Hall of Famer, but he's off to an unbelievable start in his career. And this year is the coup de grace. 380 batting average. No major league catchers ever hit even 368 for a season. This guy's at 380.
It's amazing. And he's already won 2 batting championships.
On the ground, Kinsler ready for it. With a 14-game hitting streak on hold for Mauer. So one number 7 is retired. We continue to talk glowingly about the other number 7 who has returned, Pudge Rodriguez. And again, a tip of the hat to the easiest guy to deal with ever in the number exchange, David Murphy. When he was called apparently today with the news, he didn't flinch. Said, absolutely, give me 14.
That was kind of the way Salty was. Didn't Salty have Andrew Jones's number?
Uh-huh.
Kind of a similar kind of thing.
I remember Murphy gave up number 28 when Kevin Mensch came back and did that without an issue. If he was able to do that for Mensch.
Yeah, he didn't have much choice with Pudge.
He's still wearing multiples of 7, though, is Murphy. Wave and a miss by Kubel. The Rangers have a tailor they've been using forever, Mr. Lee. Apparently was able to turn that Rodriguez 7 jersey around within about an hour or 2 today. At least put it on the Ranger blue. And again, the expectation is that tomorrow might make some sense for Pudge to actually get out there and catch. He would work with Kevin Millwood. Looks like Holland and Teagarden will stay on target to be the battery on Thursday. So let's see. Brett Favre comes back today, and Pudge Rodriguez is a Ranger again today. I guess more to the point, if Favre had become a Packer again today, that would have.
Yeah, I guess the difference is the Rangers are paying Pudge a prorated share of $1 million, and Minnesota got duped into paying Brett Favre $12 million.
As Kubel fouls one and goes down in the box. Wow.
Boy, that must have hit him hard.
That cutter continues to do that to a lot of left-hand swingers.
It'll do it because it's coming down and it's coming in, and the tendency is to hit on top of it. That's a curveball right there.
Wow.
That hit him in the left side of the knee.
Well, the Twins already without Justin Morneau tonight.
In fact, it hit him right in the kneecap. Wow.
One quick final thought on Brett Favre. If you're in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, all of a sudden you're looking at that first weekend of October. On October 4th, the Twins will play their final game at the Metrodome. There'll be a big hullabaloo about that. The next night, it's the Packers and the Vikings on Monday Night Football at the Metrodome.
Wow.
So that'll be an active 24 hours there in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping Favre has a little something left. I've always admired the way he played. I hate to see him hang on too long and not go out in a positive way. We'll see.
Kubel limping around trying to see if he can continue. Again, the Twins are already a man short tonight with Justin Morneau out with the inner ear infection.
Oh, the Rangers kind of got a break like that. You hate to see someone be sick or be hurt. But last night, Morneau would have come up a couple of times late in the game in crucial situations, and it's kind of fortunate not to have him at bat in those situations. And now it looks like Kubel's going to have to come out of the game. And all Kubel's done this year is hit 20 home runs and hit 312. And against right-handed pitching, he's about a 350 hitter.
So Brendan Harris will become the DH, and he'll inherit a 3-2 count. No pressure here. Just comes up with a runner at third and a full count on him already. That's an interesting twist. The Rangers have added Pudge Rodriguez. Now the Twins for tonight are without Morneau and Kubel.
Well, you know, I've seen Pudge over the years at banquets and different events, and I don't think I've ever been around Pudge in the last 3 or 4 years where he hasn't said how much it would mean to him to have the chance to end his career as a Ranger. This is something I think he's had in the back of his mind from the day he left here. I don't know if I've seen a more moving game than Pudge's last game here as a Ranger, when he had the fantastic game, got 2 standing ovations, hit a home run, hit a double in his last at bat. And so hopefully this will turn into exactly what Pudge is looking for.
Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. is going to finish his career in Seattle.
Exactly.
It's the same kind of dynamic. You get the most charismatic player in the history of the franchise and find a way to get him home.
Yep, absolutely.
3-2 pitch. And that is going to be strike 3 to Brendan Harris.
Harris didn't like calls in last night's game, and here he comes in for 1 pitch. He's right back where he started from.
Bourbon in to lead it off when we come back in a scoreless first inning. Southwest brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. By Jack in the Box, get the big deal today for just $2.99 plus tax. And by Southwest Airlines, go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. The night that Ivan Pudge Rodriguez returns to the Rangers. The matter at hand is beating Carl Pavano and the Minnesota Twins tonight. We saw Pavano with the Cleveland Indians earlier this year. And we'll get you to that full-on Ranger lineup in just a moment. First, Pavano deals to Bourbon, already showing bunts, and he takes a strike. Been quite a homestand for young Mr. Bourbon, 6 for 8. Had that 4-hit game Saturday with 4 steals. To the hole, it's short. No way. Safe at first.
That's a beautiful play by Cabrera, too. But the wrong guy was running.
Now we'll see if he's running on the Pavano-Mauer combination, trying to steal another base.
He took advantage of being left-handed and being a little close to first base, closer. Excellent speed, because this is a great play by Cabrera. In the hole with something on it, and almost got a real fast runner.
So 7 of 9 on the homestand now for Bourbon. We talked about Michael Young. He's hit safely in his last 19 games here in Arlington, and tonight matched up against Pavano. We will scout him out right here.
Well, he's 10-9. His ERA is rather high. Since he's come over from the Indians, he's pitched well. He had 1 start, a 7-inning, no-run game against the Tigers. He didn't pitch well in his first start in April against the Rangers. The Rangers torched him pretty early. But throughout the season, he's had some pretty good games. He's one of those pitchers that has to have good command, has to have all his pitches working. He's not a hard thrower anymore. But when he's making his ball sink, hitting his spots, then he can be an effective pitcher. Still has a lot in the tank.
His last 2 starts kind of weird. It was 7 innings and 5 hits allowed in both of them. But in one of them he allowed 5 runs, and one of them he allowed none. There goes Bourbon. Mauer throws, no way. Another steal for Julio Bourbon. Even though Pavano was obviously cognizant that he'd probably be going. It wasn't even a fair fight.
No, and Mauer got rid of it and threw it right on the bag. But Bourbon had a head start. Good job. Pavano slow to the plate. And a real good throw from Mauer, but kind of a wasted throw. He didn't have a chance to get him in the first place.
Pavano not a guy known for holding runners well anyway. The Rangers don't have Andrus in the lineup tonight. It's Vizquel instead at short. But still plenty of guys who can run, like Bourbon. There goes Bourbon for third, and Michael Young taps it to right field. Foul.
There's nothing Michael could do to let him steal third base because he had 2 strikes. But Bourbon had a pretty good jump right there. I don't think Mauer had a chance to get him at third either. And not only did he have a good jump, but Pavano's very slow to the plate. The Rangers stole 8 bases against the Red Sox, against Brad Penny. And the second easiest runner in the league to run on is Pavano. He's had 21 bases stolen against him. So look for the Rangers if the same guys are getting on base. Elvis won't be one of them tonight because Omar's playing. But when Bourbon's on the bag, maybe Kinsler, maybe Marlin, look for them to try to take advantage of how slow Pavano is to the plate.
Now, Kinsler's got 23 steals to go with his 25 home runs.
But if Pavano doesn't vary his delivery to the plate and they don't hold Bourbon at second, there's no way they can keep him from stealing.
Remember how long it took the Twins to get an out in the first inning yesterday. Francisco Liriano only made it through 2 innings, and now he's on the DL.
Yeah, tired arm.
A tired arm.
Unfortunately, that's what it looked like last night. He's got better stuff than the Rangers saw last night.
Michael Young shoots it up the middle. Base hit. Bourbon to third. He's told to hold. Josh Hamilton comes up with runners at the corners. Let's show you the rest of the Ranger lineup while we have the opportunity. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. We've heard from Bourbon and Young. Michael now has actually hit in 20 straight home games since he just went up the middle against Carl Pavano. Hamilton and Bird, then Murphy and Kinsler, Blaylock, Teagarden, and Vizquel. Josh Hamilton has hit in a season-high 7 games in a row. He was mashing during those 7 games. .536 batting average. Hamilton hits it slowly to second base. Bourbon coming home. That's not an RBI for Hamilton. He hits into a double play. Bases are clear, and the Rangers are on the board. Minnesota got the early lead yesterday. Tonight it's Texas.
Pavano took a little something off that. Josh was a little bit out in front of it, headed toward the end of the bat. But Rangers get one, get on the board first.
Pavano's relieved to get somebody out, because remember the last time we saw him, that was as a Cleveland Indian back in April. He was in the process of allowing 5 in a row to reach in the second inning. He allowed the first 2 to reach tonight, so that was 7 in a row that he failed to retire in this ballpark. He came out of that game with an ERA of 81. Gave up 9 runs in 1 official inning of work, having not gotten anybody out in the second. Marlon Byrd, who got him for a 3-run homer in that game, down on the count here 0-2. Barely got a piece. If nothing else, Pavano is throwing strikes. 11 out of 13 pitches have been strikes so far. The Rangers have won 5 out of 6. In fact, since that 5-0 loss in Cleveland, they're averaging about 6.5 runs a game, winning 5 out of 6. Another foul by Bird, the high fastball. The Rangers won yesterday 8-5 and didn't hit a home run in the game. The last time a Ron Washington team scored 8 in a game without a home run was 2 years ago. That was the second half of that 30-3 doubleheader thing in Baltimore. The Rangers won the nightcap actually 9-7 and did not have a home run in that game. But what, they have 5 or 6 in the opener though, to win 30-3. Marlin sweeps it near third. It bounced right over the bag, but then called foul. Tommy Hunter kind of survived last night and got that win for the Rangers. It wasn't his best stuff, but sometimes the mark of a pitcher is what he does on the nights where he doesn't have his great stuff.
Yeah, and he came back after a sluggish start and had 3 good innings. And with a little bit of luck, with Darren O'Day coming in like he normally does and throwing strikes, he might have gotten out of it with only giving up 2. But Darren had a very uncharacteristically wild performance last night. He walked the first 2 hitters he faced. So it could have looked better for Tommy. A lot of the starters have benefited from the bullpen and the work that Darren's done. Last night was just one of those games where it didn't work out that way.
Bird parachutes one into right center. That's a nice at bat. The Rangers are 3 for 4 against Pavano tonight.
They've got an infield hit. Base hit up the middle by Michael, and Marlin fights off this high inside fastball and loops it into right center field.
Well, keeping in mind the Rangers were 9 for 11 against Pavano here in April. A shell-shocked Pavano is what allowed the Rangers 12 for 15 in this ballpark. David Murphy with that newly minted number 14 on his back. He figures he'll be twice as good now. Gave up the 7, so Pudge Rodriguez could have it again. Murphy, remember, had the 0 for 23 start to his season. And he's been about a .292 hitter since then.
Going for that outside corner. He's gotten it twice and just missed with that sinker. Pavano's fastball tonight is 87 to 89, but he has good movement on it. He's thrown a lot of high fastballs today. I don't know if that's been intentional or just has had a hard time keeping the ball down. But he should get a lot of ground balls when he keeps the ball down, tailing away.
Pavano won a World Series game in 2003, the Marlins against the Yankees. His battery mate in that game was, you guessed it, it was Pudge Rodriguez. Pavano went on to win 18 games the next year in Florida. Got that big contract to go to the Yankees, and it did not go well. Couldn't stay healthy. It's a very leisurely pace that Pavano's got working.
He's just trying to figure out how to get an out here.
Well, yesterday the Rangers made Liriano throw 34 pitches in the first inning. They got Pavano up to 21 here, and he got both outs on one swing. I don't know if we'll see it next time Pavano gets ready, but you know what he's got when he sets up and looks in? He's got Kenny Rogers' face.
Does he?
Yeah. Check it out once he gets ready, when he looks in for the sign. It'll take about 20 minutes here. No, not 20 minutes, but he'll get settled. There we go.
Well, you mean the way he squints his face?
Yeah. Missing in to Murphy. Murphy was a junior at Baylor. The last time we were talking about Pudge Rodriguez as a Ranger. Guy on Decky and Kinsler was a junior at Mizzou, also in the Big 12. Murphy down on strikes. And Pavano is off the mound, but he gave up a run. And the Rangers on top for Scott Feldman.
Corner tonight we have Dan Liel. He is with the Children's Advocacy Center. And Dan, tell us all about this nice organization.
Sure. The Children's Advocacy Center provides justice and healing for severely abused children by working under one roof with law enforcement, child protective services, the district attorney, mental health professionals, and medical professionals to provide justice and healing for the kids. There's advocacy centers in Collin County, Johnson County, Dallas, and even the Alliance for Children in Fort Worth. So we invite people to get involved.
All right, and you can see how you get involved right there on the screen. Appreciate the time, Dan. Enjoy the game. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Dan. Scott Feldman dealing to Michael Kadire in the top of the second. The Rangers lead by 1.
Well, that's a good sinker. That's the one that goes toward the right-hand hitter. The cutter goes away. Those were the first two pitches. And then that 93-mile-an-hour sinker goes down and in like a left-handed slider.
Kadire nails this one into the alley in left center. And cut off out there by Bourbon. Did a nice job to get to it, but it's a leadoff double for Kadire. He had a home run off of Feldman last time Feldman faced the Twins. That was a 4-1 win for Minnesota here right after the All-Star break.
That ball got not that much of the plate. It was on the inside corner. It was up a little bit. The one that he swung and missed at was down a little bit. But Kadire's a good hitter. He's been known to get a double and a home run every now and then. Guy's a good hitter. He's driven in 100 runs in the big leagues.
Going back to last inning, Jason Kubel gets credit for the strikeout, even though he was in the dugout on his way down to the clubhouse at the time to ice his knee. Brendan Harris actually was victimized for the actual strike 3 in that at bat, but officially that's Kubel's strikeout. Tapper, and Kinsler's got it. The only thing he can do is toss to first.
Unselfish at bat for Creedy right there, who was trying to move the runner to third base and did a nice job of it.
Creedy, yeah.
Just trying to hit the ball on the ground to right field, and that's what he did. Good job. Teammates appreciate that. Not everybody tries to do that in the big leagues.
Creedy's not greedy. That's where you're going.
Well, no, that's
where I'm going.
That's where you went, but I would agree. That's what I was trying to say.
Delman Young will take, and he's behind 0-1. Delman Young, normally a guy that gets up there swinging right away.
I have to think that the Twins have talked to him about, if you want to become the player we think you can, then you're going to have to be more patient at the plate.
It looks that way because we've seen him taking first pitch strikes.
Yeah, and I don't think that's normally in his game plan, but it's true. It's tough to be a real good offensive player if you're going to walk 15 or 20 times in a season. You just can't get your on-base percentage up there. You might be able to get away with it if you hit 30 home runs, 40 doubles, 30 home runs, something like that. But if you're not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark and you're not going to have an on-base percentage, then you're not going to be productive enough probably to be a corner outfielder.
Rangers have the infield back, leading 1-0 here.
The other thing about Delman Young, though, he's only about 23 or 24 years old. He #1 draft choice, got to the big leagues when he was 20 or 21, so he still has a lot of growth and a lot of time to do it. But I think what the Twins are saying is we want to start seeing it.
Could not help himself. Down he goes.
Well, he was able to be patient on the first pitch, but Feldman sensed that he would swing at the high pitch because he did it on strike 2. And so he threw it up there again, and he couldn't lay off it. Scott gets a big strikeout with a man on third base and only 1 out. Now, Gomez can run and is always a threat to bunt. That's why Blaylock and Young will be playing in.
Oh, nicely done by Teagarden to make sure it didn't sail on back. Did that one hit him? It looked like it did.
I thought that hit the bottom of the bat by the sound of it. That hit his hand. I think it hit the knob of the bat. You could tell by the noise that it made. Probably scared Gomez, but I don't think it hit him.
Hey, he's going back to the batter's box. Let's check it out.
That hit the knob of the bat. Might have pinched the side of his hand a little bit too. And if that hit his hand, he would not be in there swinging right now.
Rangers leading without the benefit of a run batted in. Josh Hamilton hit into a double play, and Julio Borbon came in to score.
Scott trying to strand a man on third for the second straight inning.
That one did get him, right, or no? Did it hit the knob again?
I don't know.
That's some weird deja vu, though.
But the pitches are inside, but he starts his swing and really didn't get out of the way. It looked like it was the kind of pitch that was not so far in that you couldn't get out of the way of it, but 2 pitches in a row right in there.
Oh, remember, Kubel's already left the game with what we're told is a knee contusion. Morneau unavailable tonight because of an inner ear infection.
And now Harris is the DH. That one might look like it might have hit his hand, but he brought his hands in. I think he could have gotten out of the way. I think that the umpire Dale Scott has ruled that it hit the knob of the bat again, because it looks like Gardenhire's arguing.
Dale Scott and Ron Gardenhire, who look strikingly like each other, will continue to discuss this. In the meantime, they continue to look at the right wrist of Carlos Gomez. So the Twins, not that a lot is going right for him lately anyway. They have dropped 12 out of 16 games. They're now 6 games under 500. But this game isn't even through an inning and a half, and they are losing players here, it would appear.
Yeah, well, Kadire can play the outfield, but then they'd have to put someone at first base. Not sure who that would be. Mike Redmond, as a backup catcher, might be able to play first base.
Gardenhire, the former Texas Longhorn, and seems to get ejected at least once a year in this ballpark. I don't know why that is, but he's still in discussion with Dale Scott.
That ball looked like it hit the knob. I mean, that's pretty amazing that 2 balls in a row hit the knob of the bat.
Elgardy will stay in the game. Will Carlos Gomez stay in the game? A 1-2 count on him. Gomez will give it a go. Remember, there was a leadoff double from Kadire. He got moved to third right away. Then Delman Young struck out. See if Feldman goes right back inside on Gomez.
For Gomez's sake, I hope not. He's going to bunt with 2 strikes.
He looked like he was going to bunt and then run towards the mound instead of to first.
Well, if he slid and got his foot on the pitching rubber, I guess you'd have to call him safe, right?
2-2. He takes a called third strike.
That was not a very pleasant at-bat for Gomez.
I don't think he's happy, Tom.
I don't either.
1-0 Rangers.
It's a great move for our team, for the fans, for everybody. I mean, you're talking about best player in the history of our franchise coming back to play here in the middle of a huge pennant race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's his number. I was borrowing it, and now You know, he wore it. He's an incredible player. He's had a great career. He's been around a long time, so you know, it's his number.
He's obviously, you know, like the all-time Ranger. He's Mr. Ranger, so it's really exciting.
A lot of different Rangers have absolutely had something to say about Pudge Rodriguez's return. Ian Kinsler has bounced out to start the second inning. Bottom up, Rangers lead 1-0.
I think it's fun for the players to have Pudge back. I know it's fun for him, and it's incredibly fun for the fans to have him back.
Now, the question becomes, what happens with Jared Saltalamacchia? And we have just learned, I mean, like within the last 60 seconds, we have just learned that what the Rangers have discovered with Salty is that he will not apparently need surgery, which is great news. But they are thinking it is thoracic outlet compression syndrome, which is described as a neurovascular disorder of the upper extremity common in throwing, is the medical terminology. So it's nerve related. Rest will be required, but not surgery, at least not now. And I guess looking ahead, I mean, if indeed Saltalamacchia can rest and recover, the rosters expand in, what, 13 days anyway, right? So,
yeah, and chances are, well, I don't want to even speculate, but I guess there's a chance that Salty would not be 100% healthy and ready to play before the 1st of September. After that, they can just go to day by day and play him whenever they want, because the rosters will be expanded. You have more than 25 men on your roster. You're going to carry at least 3 catchers in September anyway.
So for the next 13 days anyway, the dynamic is Pudge Rodriguez and the guy who grew up wanting to be Pudge Rodriguez, Taylor Teagarden. Blaylock grounds out.
Pavano getting outs on his off-speed pitches. He's had, in this inning, Kinsler hit one right off the end of the bat back to the pitcher. Hank was out in front of that ground ball to second base. Both on pitches in the low 80s. He's got a good changeup, and he likes to throw it. Josh, the double play he hit into was the same pitch.
The Carrollton Creekview product, Taylor Teagarden. Big-time Ranger fan back in 1999 when the Rangers last went to the postseason. The year that Pudge was MVP. Boy, you just never say never in this game, huh? The Rangers bid a very emotional goodbye to Pudge at the end of 2002. Make stops with the Marlins, the Tigers, the Yankees, the Astros, and back he comes.
The only never I would say,
yeah,
I wouldn't look for Vicente Padilla to make a comeback here in Arlington.
How about if Vicente Padilla and Juan Dominguez walk in here arm in arm on September 1st and announce they're pitching a doubleheader?
They must have opened up a concession stand. You know, the thing is, though, Padilla may walk in here in September pitching for some other team. He's going to end up pitching somewhere. But I think one thing that you're implying is, one thing you should never do is burn your bridges, because you never know when you might get a great opportunity. In Padilla's case, I don't think there are any bridges to coming back here. Not because he can't pitch.
No, he napalmed that sucker, the bridge. 2-2. He is down and outside. The triumphant return of Pudge. I mean, we're talking about it as triumphant. We haven't seen him swing the bat yet again as a Ranger, but as you've been talking about, Tag, his mere presence just gave everybody such a lift today.
Well, you just can't help but feel positive and get in a good mood when you see Pudge smile. And I said this before, the same with Omar, when you just are around him, even if you're not in the conversation, even if you're not talking to him, but just watching him, when you see them smile, it does make you feel good.
Take a look at the list of notable Rangers who have returned after going away.
Well, that's an interesting list.
Our thanks to Eric Nadel for helping to compile that.
And a lot of those have worked out pretty well, too.
And some of those weren't just last hurrahs either. Some of those guys came back and were productive for a few years.
Toby came back and walked 100 times.
Jim Sundberg's name on that list. We could put Chuck Morgan's name on that list if we wanted to.
That's right.
It's like when you went away to be a Met and a Cardinal briefly, but you came back.
That's right.
Just not on the field.
No.
We're going to talk to the other general manager that has been in on acquiring Pudge Rodriguez for the Rangers. John Daniels expected to join us next inning. Vizquel couldn't get it. And the Rangers strand a man here in the second. But they're leading 1-0, the third inning next on Fox Sports Southwest. By Geico Insurance, for 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. By AT&T, switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. One other roster move we should talk about. Guillermo Moscoso brought back today. Esteban Herman put on the DL today. That's the one-for-one move that the Rangers make. Obviously, one guy's a pitcher, one guy's an infielder. But
I think right now, with the way the bullpen has been used, you probably are happy to have another pitcher out there. Rangers a couple of times have had to go to 8 guys in the bullpen. It's a little easier to get through your bullpen when you're losing, but when you're playing close games, the managers are going to make more moves. You're going to use your late inning guys more. And that's what Ron's had to do to win a lot of these games. Maneuver around with your bullpen. Last night, a bunch of them pitched. Jennings, O'Day, Felice, Francisco, CJ, all pitched in last night's game. So to have another guy out there, Moscoso, who's been in a rotation all season long, he's capable of going out there and give you 5 or 6 innings if you had to have it.
Nick Punto with a towering pop-up. And Vizquel, no problem there. Well, as you can expect, a lot of people weighing in on the whole Pudge Rodriguez thing. I just thought I'd pass along a quick email we just got from a gentleman named Rusty Greer. And Rusty says, I was at the ballpark, went down to see Pudge. He is very excited to be back, and I am truly happy for him. There is nothing like coming back to the place he grew up. Says number 29, Rusty Greer.
Well, when we talk about Pudge coming home, that's pretty much exactly what it is.
Vizquel fires, got him.
This is home to Pudge. He's been to a number of teams. He's had excellent seasons. He's played in the World Series. He's been All-Stars. But when you talk about his home team, this is it right here. Good pitch right there by Scott.
We've had a couple emails wondering about the derivation of that nickname, I guess newer Ranger fans. And the way Pudge himself tells it, he says that they started calling him that when he first signed in professional ball, his first day of spring training. Chino Katahia, the Rangers minor league coach, called him Pudge. And according to Ivan Rodriguez, he says because at that time I was small and stocky. Lifted in the air to center. And Feldman, a nice, quick, easy top of the third. Bottom of the third is next. Hoping to hear from Ranger GM John Daniels very soon, talking more about the reacquisition of Pudge Rodriguez. Foundation has teamed up with Medical Center of Arlington to create fitness and nutrition, the learning aids for kids. Rangers captain helping to get kids excited about activities that lead to a healthy lifestyle. You can find videos online at texasrangers.com. We head to the bottom of the third inning. And right on time, as promised, Rangers general manager John Daniels joining us. And what an active day, what a fun day it has been for Ranger fans, hearing that Pudge Rodriguez was coming back, and the guy that brokered all that we will talk to in just a moment. Julio Bourbon taken down and in. JD, tell us about the process. Obviously, with Saltalamacchia getting hurt, you guys were looking to do something. This is a home run for Ranger fans.
Well, we hope so, and hope it plays out that way on the field. Pretty confident it's going to play out that way with our fans, and they're already coming out in pretty good numbers. But you know, if this adds anything, that's a bonus. But that's not ultimately why we made the trade. Of course, we're looking for Pudge to help us between the lines, and still feel like there's something left for us.
How quickly did that deal come together? Was it? It wasn't quite instantaneous, was it?
No, we've been talking to Houston among a few other clubs here for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ever since Salty initially came out of that second game. And once we felt we may have a need, his name kind of jumped to the forefront. This time of year, things are complicated a little bit by who's cleared waivers, so that was the list we were working off of, and there were a handful of guys. He happened to be one of them, and we were happy to make this deal.
Now, how about the players that we gave up in the trade? Not to have a ranking, but how would they rank kind of overall in our farm system?
Well, Matt Navarro is the only guy that we've been able to name so far officially, because the other players can be a player to be named later, and hopefully have that here done soon. But Matt is a high school pitcher we took in the 05 draft. He's got a good arm. He certainly has a chance to pitch in the big leagues, but he's still in low A ball and is a couple of years away, and we felt that was an appropriate price. The other players at a little bit higher level, but we felt given the depth of our system, it was replaceable, and ultimately that's why you build a system, is guys like Julio that are going to contribute right now, and then guys you can put in deals to help you along the way.
Well, speaking of high school pitchers named Matt, I got to ask you about Matt Perk and those negotiations. I know you were probably as disappointed as anybody that you weren't able to land that fish. Can you tell Ranger fans about all that?
Yeah, it's a process and it's a business, and we went through it as deep as we could. We made what we felt was a substantial offer. Matt and his family had a number in mind, and unfortunately we just couldn't make the two work. And it's been pretty rare. This is the only real top pick we haven't signed, certainly since I've been here, but longer than that. And it's disappointing in that regard. He's got choices, and he ultimately chose college over what we put on the table. I can't blame him for that. I respect him and his family for it. We're going to move on. We get that pick back next year, and next year we'll add another premium guy to the system and go from there.
Yeah, how exactly does that work, the compensation pick?
We get the pick one spot after our pick this year. And actually, I need a little clarification on that from MLB, because this year Perk was number 14, but there was actually a compensation pick ahead of us for where Washington didn't sign Crow the year before. Right. So I think we were actually the 13th pick, but we were bumped down one by the Crow pick.
Could make a big difference, right?
Yeah, so I got to find out if we're 13A or 14A next year. But regardless, we're going to pick right there. They're 14 or 15 in the country next season.
What about the negotiations with the other highly thought-of pitcher, Mr. Shepard? How's that coming?
Good. Still ongoing. He's not bound by that deadline of last night because of his status having played professionally in the independent baseball. So we've got some more time to talk to him, but we would certainly like to get him under contract here as soon as possible.
If you signed a pitcher like that, what would be the game plan for him? Would he go to the instructional league? Would he try to play winter ball? What would you try to do with him?
Yeah, not sure we'd have him play winter ball. Definitely would have him go to instructs. Possibly the fall league. I think would be more likely than an international winter league. But first thing, just kind of get him in here. He's been throwing bullpens out in L.A. at the API Center out there. We just saw him throw one here this weekend. Our guys were content with how he looks. And so we'd want to get him in, have him sign, take a physical, go out to Arizona, get ready for instructional league, and go from there.
John Daniels, the Rangers GM, chatting with us. Bourbon, the runner at first, and he is absolutely on the mind of Carl Pavano. Bourbon having stolen another base in the first inning. Gives him a half a dozen on this homestand already. And JD just talking about draft picks of recent note. Tommy Hunter, Julio Bourbon, good grief. I mean, those guys have come on real quick.
Well, we've got three guys in Hunter, Bourbon, and Derek Holland that this is really their second full year of professional baseball. And here they are contributing in the pennant race. So, tremendous work by our scouts and our development system.
Bourbon galloping into second base, not even a throw from Joe Mauer.
Pavano is almost in the same league with Brad Penny. They're two pitchers that are easy to run on, and when you get a young, fast runner who knows how to steal a base like Bourbon, there really is nothing Pavano or Mauer can do to stop him from doing it right now. They know he's going, and they can't stop him.
And a nice long at bat from Michael Young kind of prolongs the possibility of Bourbon able to find his way to second base.
John, I've seen you say and others say that the draft and player development is not an exact science, and I guess when you see Tommy Hunter pitching the way he is, he's actually out-pitching David Price, who was the #1 pick in the draft that he came out of. It's interesting how things work like that.
There's no doubt, man. And this is not a pun because of Tommy, but they come in all shapes and sizes.
No idea what you mean by that. 3-2 pitch. Michael Young hits it hard. They're going to third base with it, and Bourbon, surprised by that, is out.
Well, that's a great play by Nick Punto. Very seldom will you see a second baseman throw a runner out at third on that play. Michael is trying to hit the ball to the right side in that situation, but he hit it hard on one hop. And Bourbon had to pause for just a split second to make sure it was not in the air. And Punto made a gutsy play. Accurate throw. They got the lead runner.
You might go all year and not write 4 to 5 in your scorebook, but that's what we just did. Second base to third base.
He looked pretty tentative there. I agree. He had to pause for a second, but it looked like he got caught up there.
Yeah, sure did.
Hamilton rams one foul back to the net. I'll show it to you again here.
Just that slight hesitation. It might not have made any difference as quickly as Punto got the ball to third. But you're the runner and you think, okay, hit it to the right side, I'm going to go to third, and it's to the right side. But that was one of the cases where he just couldn't make it, even with his speed.
Probably double play, but doesn't steal second, though. So.
Yeah, that would have been.
With Josh Hamilton at the plate, JD, got to ask you how you're feeling about Hamilton. I mean, it sure seems just from the stats alone that he is coming on at just the right time.
I agree, and you guys are around him, travel on the road with us, and I mean, you can tell he's got a little bit different energy, a little bit different confidence level going right now than he had previously, and it's certainly playing out that way.
Well, and the stat is that the Rangers with Hambone in the lineup, they're 42-25. Without him, they're 25-25. He does have that swagger back a little bit right now.
Yeah, the quality of his at-bats have gotten so much better.
We've talked tonight already a little bit, John, about Omar Vizquel, and I know you've been asked often about him this year, but can you put a value on what he means, not just on the field, but off the field?
I don't think so. I mean, he's he's done a great job when he's playing. I mean, certainly better than you'd expect from a 42-year-old. He keeps himself in incredible shape, and he's ready whenever Wash needs him at any spot, in any situation in the game. But to have that sort of a mentor, not just for Elvis really, but for Ian and Michael as well. And this guy's just been through so much and done so many things. Having guys like him and Andrew and Eddie and these guys around, that they're a lot more valuable than just their performance between the lines.
Runner going, and Hamilton driving it to left. That ball jumps past Delman Young. Michael Young is coming to third, and he's being waved. On his way, he has scored. It's 2-0.
That makes the force out of the fielder's choice at third a moot point. Pavano fooled Josh with a pretty good changeup and then tried to sneak a fastball by him, but he definitely didn't do that. Josh smoked it off, one hop off the wall in left field. Might have wanted it a little bit more outside than it ended up.
Well, the fact that he's going to left field so often now, and with that kind of pop, very positive stuff. It's an 8-game hitting streak for Josh now. And a 2-0 Ranger lead. Scott Feldman making that lead stand up. And JD, we got to ask you about him too. I mean, here's a guy that started the year in the bullpen, and since the end of April, only Justin Verlander has more wins than Scooter. That's a great story.
Tremendous story. I mean, again, tip of the cap to Scott. Mark Connor, our pitching coach at the time, had the idea, hey, let's raise his arm slot a little bit and turn him into a starter. And it was just hard to have the vision to see that working the way it did. And that's a tremendous job, coaching job, and a tremendous job by Scott to put the work in to make it happen and just continually get better.
And overall, that continuing anthem of pitching and defense, you start seeing national writers now, national commentators talking about how this year's Rangers are reminding them of last year's Tampa Bay Rays. Do you see that, JD? Do you like hearing that?
Well, it's flattering because, I mean, they're a tremendous story, and not just because they went to the World Series, but they've had staying power. I mean, they're a very good team again this year, and that is our goal. I mean, one is to win this year and see how far we can go, but more importantly, even than that, is to put ourselves in a position where year in, year out, this team has a chance to do it regularly. And we feel we can. We've got a pretty young nucleus, a lot of young players coming, quality character, great coaching staff. A lot of similarities that the Tampa Bay group had, and hopefully we can keep it going and build from here.
Just a quick reminder, the Rangers home the next couple of nights. These Minnesota Twins in town, 7:05 games. Then another challenging road trip coming up right after, including a trip to Tampa Bay. There's ball 4 to Marlon Byrd. Carl Pavano kind of cooperating here. We were hoping to keep John Daniels for a while, and this is a nice, long, productive inning so far.
John, we've talked about the first 2 kids in the draft, one who didn't sign, one who still could sign. How was the rest of the draft? How was the quality of the rest of the draft that you had?
No, we're happy. We added a number of left-handed pitchers throughout the draft. Robbie Erlin, who's got a real good curveball. He just went out, made his first inning in the Arizona League, punched out the side. He's got one of those curveballs, I think, especially at the lower levels. Most of these kids are not going to have seen anything like that before. And he's got very good fastball command as well. Chad Bell was our 14th round pick. We ended up giving him basically second round money out of the Cape. He had a very good summer in the Cape. We gave him $450,000, and we're excited about him. And a couple other guys down the line, and probably the best position player we signed, our second round pick, Tommy Mendonça,
how's he doing?
Fresno State. So he's doing well. Power is playing at the low levels. I think he's going to have some steps to go as far as controlling the strike zone and things like that. But he's going to be a plus defensive third baseman with big power. Out of the draft, there's some similarities to Chris Davis as far as the big power, but he's going to strike out some. But he can really play third base.
Murphy sending one to left. And on that subject, JD, we get a lot of inquiries about Chris Davis and what the plans are for him. Tell us about his progress, and will Ranger fans see him again this year?
More than likely, yeah. I mean, he's definitely made progress. We've asked him to make some adjustments offensively. He's done it. Definitely played quite a bit of third base down there with him and Smoke on the same team. He's played more third than first, but he's more than capable of going over to first base. And I would expect we'll probably get him up here. He just tweaked his hamstring about 2 nights ago, DH'd, and then had yesterday off. And so we just want to give him a little bit of time, make sure he's 100% when we need him.
Ian Kinsler, the batter. And a healthy and productive Ian Kinsler has been a helpful thing to talk about, too. Steamrolling towards a 30-30 season here. We've got 25 home runs, 23 steals. That's another thing that must make a GM happy. The stolen base ratio this year. You guys are successful about 85% of the time you're running.
Yeah, I think Ron and Gary do a great job of both picking spots for these guys and teaching them how to go. Gary's over there telling them the pitcher's time to the plate, and we got a pretty good game plan, but it's become a big part of our arsenal as a team. And having guys like Julio and Elvis to add to Ian, and what's fun also is we got some big guys in Cruz and Hamilton that can run. I think they take the opponents by surprise sometimes, and these big monsters are out there first base running.
Got a double steal in progress here. The 14th time this year the Rangers have pulled off that play, and it's a thing of beauty.
We haven't seen that in a couple of weeks. It's about time we had that double steal.
Well, we were just talking about the big guys who can run. Hamilton and Bird in motion.
John, when you study statistics, we've talked about this a little bit. What is there a percentage that you feel you have to be successful at stealing bases to where it's not in your best interest to try?
Yeah, I mean it's.
Kinsler demolishing one. It is.
Yeah, feel free to come up anytime you want. Yeah, he had waited on a changeup. Pavano's had some success early in the game throwing that off-speed pitch, but that one he was waiting for.
Boy, the wattage of smiles in that dugout now. And you got Pudge and Elvis Andrus. And it's 5-0 Rangers here. Carl Pavano having a flashback to Game 3 of the season, I'm sure.
The time you asked the question about the stolen base percentage, it does depend on the situation, but in general, 70-75% is
that what
kind of the break even.
Feel like you have to be?
But certain situations, whether you're stealing second or stealing third, how many outs obviously changes the value of stealing the bag.
2 of the last 3 at-bats for Kinsler against Pavano have been home runs. Now Blaylock takes one inside the chalk. Down into the right field corner she goes. Blaylock thunders past second. He wants third. And the hammer. Safe at third base.
Elvis likes it. He's enjoying this outburst. It's amazing when you get the fan reaction. They get excited about the hit. They anticipate the double. But when they see the guy go to third, there's a different energy that comes over the crowd, and you can really see it with Hank when he decided to go to third.
Elvis is second in the league in triples. He's got to be thinking, man, I gotta watch out the Hank Blaylock doesn't catch me. The only thing the Rangers don't have yet in this inning is a single. Couple of walks, double, homer, triple. Another stolen base for Bourbon in the inning. There's been a double steal in the inning. And a 5-0 Ranger lead as they try to make it 4 straight wins, 6 out of 7, 9 out of 12. Again, John Daniels visiting with us. The big news today, the reacquisition of Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Kevin Richardson was in the game yesterday, contributed 2 hits.
Is that a hard conversation when you have to tell Kevin Richardson after a night like that you just acquired another catcher? I don't mean to smile.
No, it was
I've had
a
those
little
conversations before.
But he made it easy. He's such a good person, and what a great story for the whole organization. But really for Kevin, his family, I was excited to see them all here yesterday, and then for him to get a couple knocks and the crowd to recognize it the way they did. That was outstanding.
That was great.
He got it, and we told him, hey, make sure you stay around today and soak it in. And depending upon Salty's status, we may see Kevin back here in September.
Right.
2-2 to Teagarden. He got a piece. And from your mouth, JD, would you tell the folks about what you do expect with Saltalamacchia and if we could see him again?
Yeah, he got examined by the specialist, and there's basically 2 types of symptoms you could have related to thoracic outlet, which we're becoming all too familiar with, unfortunately. But he's got the lesser of the 2, where it's basically just pushing on a nerve, which is why he had that numbness in his hand. And hopefully with some exercise and rehab, he's able to come back. But I think there's a reasonable chance he's back and playing. We want to make sure we were protected, and that's why we brought Pudge in.
Right.
Thought being that Pudge might be catching Millwood tomorrow, I guess. I haven't heard that's official or anything yet, but
yeah, I know Wash wanted to get him one of the next 2 days here at home. I'm not sure if he's officially decided which of the 2 days, but having Millwood, the veteran, that might be an option.
Well, Ron Washington right now has his team in position to get to 18 games above 500. The Rangers haven't been 18 games over since the David DeLucci game in September of 04 when he rifled that double into the right field corner to beat the A's, get the Rangers within 2 games of the playoffs at that time. Teagarden down on strikes. Long inning ends. A productive bottom of the 3rd. Thanks to John Daniels. Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Congratulations.
4 more on your ledger. Nice going.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Rangers 5 and the Minnesota Twins nothing. We'll come right back after this. Question. Last night, Kevin Richardson becoming the 2nd catcher in Ranger history to have 2 hits in his big league debut. Who was the only other guy to do it? The only other catcher. Pressure's off Kevin Richardson tonight. He's not on the active roster. He's just kind of hanging out, enjoying a ball game. Rangers told him to take his time getting to Okie City, at least take a day anyway. Scott Feldman has thrown half as many pitches as Carl Pavano right now. Kinsler helping out with a 3-run home run. Pavano 76 pitches already. Feldman only 38. We'll check some scores for you this inning, too. Joe Mauer will line one out of play. He doesn't swing at the first pitch often, but did that time. Boston had a pretty decent-sized lead on Toronto, but that game is now 7-7 after 6. David Ortiz, number 18. Jason Bay, number 26 for Boston. Former Ranger Rod Barajas helping out. He's got a home run for Toronto. The Angels are winning. That game is 5-3 in the 6th. But Tom, in that Boston game, Josh Beckett hit for 7 runs in 5 innings.
Wow.
Beckett one of very few with more wins than Scott Feldman. Feldman going for his 13th of the season tonight. Mauer trying to check his swing, and he did so. You got the Mariners leading the Tigers tonight 3-1, that game in the 8th. Tampa Bay is leading Baltimore 5-2. 7th inning. Pat Burrell's got a home run for Tampa Bay. Rangers will go play Tampa Bay this weekend after Joe Mauer and the Twins are out of here. Fly ball well struck. Joe Mauer looking for his 15-game hitting streak, and he's got it with another opposite field home run.
A long home run to the opposite field. That ball's about 430 feet.
24th of the year for Joe Mauer. And remember, he missed all of April. Last year he had 9 home runs. The year before that he had 7. This year's got 24. So now 5-1.
About halfway between the fence and the back of the bullpen wall.
Softly in there to Brendan Harris. Well, there have been some unlikely cleanup hitters by necessity for Minnesota the last couple days. Alexi Casilla and now Brendan Harris. Justin Morneau is out with an inner ear infection. Kubel had to leave with a bruised knee tonight. .409-foot home run, we're told, for Morneau, or excuse me, for Mauer. Now the count runs to 3-2. Now you get Morneau out of this lineup, you're missing the #1 RBI guy in the American League. He's got 94. Towards right field, Josh Hamilton has a beat on it, and he's got it. One down, we go to Jim Knox.
Okay, Josh, needless to say, a lot of Ranger fans happy about Pudge's return, but Big Nate from Denton is really excited about that.
Yes, sir. We love Pudge. We're happy he's back home here at the Texas Rangers. Thank you, John Daniels. He's got some playoff experience now, World Series under his belt. Can't wait for him to bring it home for Texas. Thank you, Taylor, for making all of our signs. Let's go, Rangers!
There we go. All right. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it, Josh.
It is starting to feel a little 1999-ish around here. Pudge Rodriguez back. And a shot to get in the playoffs. The Rangers have the best record they've had through 117 games right now since that 99 season. Line shot. Michael Kadire is on again. He's going for 2. Head first, he's in there. 2 doubles for Kadire. He had 2 hits against Feldman last time, including a home run last time.
The ball comes in. It's almost the same pitch he hit in the gap. It was a two-seam fastball that was a little bit up inside half of the plate, tailing in on his hands, but never got to his hands because he had a quick bat. Got the good part of the bat on the ball. Second straight time.
Minnesota had some fight yesterday. The Rangers took a big early lead, and they were able to come on back, make it a game. Laying off the off-speed stuff a little bit. 2-0 to Creedy. Creedy, the former White Sox, and the Chicago White Sox in range of those Detroit Tigers in the AL Central. The White Sox lead tonight over Kansas City 4-1 after 3. In on him, he pops it up. Back in the crowd. Paul Konerko and Carlos Quentin, the home runs for the White Sox tonight. Mentioned the Angels lead the Indians 5-3. That game's in the 6th. Down the right field line, again heading towards the crowd. Over in the National League, the Rockies over the Nationals 3-2 right now in the 8th. Colorado's in a fight for that wild card spot, mostly with San Francisco, and the Giants tied tonight with the Reds 5-5 after 7. Another full count. Phillies lead Arizona 3-1 after 4. And the Pirates lead the fading Brewers 5-1 in the 8th inning. Only run for Milwaukee on a Prince Fielder home run. To short for Omar Vizquel. He was yet to make an error in 2009. Now Delman Young will come up.
Scott got Delman Young in the 2nd inning. Got a big out, man on third, 1 out, threw a couple of high fastballs and got Delman to chase him. There's a good cutter, 90 miles an hour. That's a good pitch. That's the pitch that he got Creedy to try to pull. Got the ground ball to shortstop.
Would not chase that one. Well, the Rangers sent 8 to the plate in a 4-run bottom of the 3rd. This is game 2 of a 4-game series with the Twins. The Rangers have not been to Minneapolis yet this year, but that's going to change on this upcoming road trip. They will finish the road trip in Minnesota. Stops in Tampa Bay and New York first. .7:05 game tomorrow, same on Thursday, as the Rangers and the Twins have at it. Fly ball right field. Josh Hamilton backtracking. And Feldman's out of the inning. Gave up the home run to Maurer, but that's about it. Rangers leading by 4 with the bottom of the 4th coming up. second catcher in Ranger history to have 2 hits in his big league debut. Chad Kruder was the other one in 1988. But Kevin Richardson, if he doesn't have another at bat as a Ranger this year, will probably lead the team in hitting. 2 for 4, 500.
I'm just happy that Kevin was able to get into a game with his family here, get a couple of hits before the Rangers acquired Pudge. Because no matter what happens the rest of this year, or the rest of his career for that matter, he's got a big league game under his belt with a 2 for 4, scored a run, and caught a win in a pennant race. That's something he'll never forget.
It will not be Moonlight Graham. He has made his mark.
Yep, he has. And I really hope it works out for Kevin so he can get called up in September and enjoy the last month of the season, which could really be an exciting month of baseball. He's a kid that has played 6 or 7 years in the Rangers minor league system, spent time at every level of the farm system. One of those kids that has paid his dues, worked hard, and you really feel good. I'm sure there's a lot of minor league kids that are really happy that he got this opportunity. And for a lot of minor league kids, it shows them that if you persevere and work hard and play hard in the minor leagues, good things can happen.
Bobby Kemple, who he faced in the minors a little bit, so there was some familiarity there, and he got a base hit. And then another one later.
Sure feels like some weather is coming in. The way the wind is
the wind
blowing.
has changed around now. Vizquel hits one up into that wind. And the wind kind of keeps that one alive for a moment. Yeah, the flags are pointing right at the Rangers dugout now. You can see long hair getting whipped around. That was not the case about 3 minutes ago. Temperature has dropped a few degrees. Vizquel and a diving play at first base by Kadire. Can he beat Omar to the bag? Yes, he can. Fun play to watch. But it's just one out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Omar hit that ball hard. Looked like it might be a double headed down the right field line, but a nice play by Kadire.
Boy, now hot dog wrappers starting to swirl around and napkins.
Allie just got the computer out, and evidently there's a little bit of rain, but nothing that looks ominous in the area.
Julio Borbón has been on twice, and he's got 2 steals. Slashing that one into center. He's on base again.
That's a pretty good pitch he just hit. That was a changeup, dropping down, maybe a strike right at the bottom of the strike zone. And now Pavano is going to have to contend with Julio at first base again. He's been on twice now. He's got an infield hit. He's walked. He's stolen second both times, and now he's got a line drive to center field.
An 8 for 10 homestand now for Julio Borbón. Time for What Do You Know, brought to you by Radio Shack. A lot of different Rangers are running this year. First time they've had this many players with as many as 5 steals. Julio will be running into the wind now, if that matters even a little. So if this was the 100 meters, this record would not count.
I don't know how much it matters, but I think you'd rather have the wind at your back, no doubt about it. Donald's trying to figure out a way where he can keep him from stealing second base.
Well, he hasn't worked for him yet.
No, it hasn't. But the only way you can do it is vary your delivery to the plate, stop off, throw over, try to disrupt his timing. There's a pitch out. Wasn't going.
Rangers with 7 hits already. Remember, they roughed up Pavano for 9 hits in an inning plus back here in April. Another foul into the crowd. Looks like about another 20,000 kind of crowd tonight. The Twins get action in the bullpen. Philip Humber. There goes Bourbon, and Young with a foul, protecting with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Julio, second time he's had a base stolen when Michael had 2 strikes and had to swing. Would have stolen third earlier in the game. Michael fouled the pitch off. I'm sure he would have had second right there.
Michael trying to check his swing. He did check his swing. Juan Culpa down there at first.
Good call.
Michael's hit safely in his last 20 games here at home. There goes Bourbon again, and another foul by Michael Young. Pavano's past 90 pitches. He's got 1 out in the 4th inning. Assuming Pudge Rodriguez will add a few more hits now that he's a Ranger again, Michael will have a little bit more work to do to catch and pass Pudge. We all thought 1,723 was going to be the final number. Flicked into right. And Bourbon has got to retreat. Out number 2 in the inning. Red Sox and Blue Jays are still 7-7. They go to the bottom of the 7th in Toronto. With a little help from Toronto, maybe the Rangers can take a 2-game wild card lead. But an update just in. Boston has just scored twice. That game moves to the 8th. 9-7 Boston. I think the Red Sox had a little something to ponder on their off day up there in Toronto. Unable to knock off the Rangers on Saturday and Sunday. Bourbon goes. Looking for stolen base number 3 tonight. He's got it. We're only in the 4th inning.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time before he stole that base. Mauer again got rid of it quickly. Makes a pretty good throw. Not an easy pitch to catch and throw on. In fact, he makes a perfect throw. Nothing he can do. They cannot stop him from stealing second base. Not this combination anyway. And I won't even include Mauer because Mauer's made 2 good throws, but Pavano is easy to run on, and when you've got a really good base stealer like Julio Bourbon, he really doesn't have much of a chance to stop him.
Well, again, with the wind now picking up, I'm not sure what that would do to a high drive from Josh Hamilton right about now, but might be interesting if he can get one up in the air to right. Josh has only a couple of home runs his last 42 games. So even though he is hitting for average and he's starting to drive the ball to left, he's starting to get some doubles. We have not seen that classic upper deck Parkham kind of power from Josh in a while. A little bit in. Humber continues to warm in that Minnesota bullpen. Tried to backdoor it right there. Havano's out of the inning. Bourbon stole another base. That's about all that happened. 5-1 Rangers as we go to the 5th. Brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. And by Corona, official sponsor of the timeout. Scott Feldman's in search of his 13th win of the season. And the Rangers have backed him with 5 runs on 7 hits so far. Kinsler's got a 3-run homer. Julio Bourbon's got 3 steals. That gives him 8 for the homestand.
Yeah, Julio's been a force at the top of the order when he's played.
He's had a 4-steal game and a 3-steal game. And this game is not even halfway done yet. The Ranger record is 5 in a game. Scarborough Green. Now, Carlos Gomez had a very angry at bat last time. He got hit. Well, the knob of his bat got hit twice. And with his fingers wrapped around that part of the bat, he got hurt, and he was not happy. That's not going to bring a smile to his face either. 2-2.
I don't know how many times on consecutive pitches you're going to have the knob of your bat. It's about the size of a $50 get hit by a 90-mile-an-hour pitch.
Up in the air to right. Look, Gomez was high-tailing it around first base, almost like, all right, if I can't get on it against this guy, well, I'm at least going to run as hard as I can.
I like that. You know, he's not happy. The game hasn't gone the way he wants it to, and you pop up to right field, and it's pretty easy to trot toward first base. But I give him credit. He busted it. And if for some reason Josh dropped that ball, he would have been on third base instead of wondering why he didn't get to second base.
Punto takes a strike on the outside edge. And he does so again, 0-2. Can't imagine we're going to see much more of Carl Pavano tonight. Every inning has been a battle for him. Mid-90s pitch count through 4 innings. There's a native Texan, Umber, again. Silent H, is that what we're going with?
I'm pretty sure that's a silent H, yep. He was a big-time college pitcher at Rice. And I'm pretty sure it's Umber.
Like Bert Umber, like you get in the Crayola box? Just say yes. We'll move on.
Right, yes, yes.
I should learn. Punto down on strikes.
You have to remember, it's been a long time since I've dipped into the Crayolas. You're not too far removed from that.
Bert Sienna, remember Bert Sienna? Brick Red.
I remember Bert and Ernie.
Omar Vizquel tells the story. I know you can't believe I've got a Bert and Ernie segue, but Omar says one of the things that just blew his mind when he first got to the States from Venezuela, he was sure that Ernie and Bert were Venezuelan because Sesame Street is done. It's in Spanish.
Why not? I can remember when I played in Aragua, Venezuela. One of the Venezuelan kids on the team asked me if we had Pepsi in the States.
Oh, Blaylock crawling, and there he goes to the bag.
That's an out.
Hold that thought. We'll get back to Ernie and Bert. Is that where we're going when we come back?
Sure.
All right.
Everybody loves them.
Blaylock responsible for that last out. It is 5-1 halfway through. The whole family to a ball game with the Coca-Cola Total Family Ticket Plan, sponsored by our friends at Kayla. It's a great deal. To find out more, you go to TexasRangers.com or you can call 972-RANGERS. A new pitcher to tell you about. That is indeed Philip Umber, the Carthage, Texas native. And as Tom Grieve mentioned, former Rice Owl. This is our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. How good was he at Rice? Even before that in high school, there was actually such a thing as Philip Umber Day in his hometown of Carthage back in 2003. An entire town stopped to just appreciate the greatness of Philip Umber. And he's going to take on Marlon Byrd to start the bottom of the fifth.
You know, the other thing that was pretty great was the recruiting class that Wayne Graham had at Rice the year Umber went to Rice. Also in that class was Jeff Neiman and Wade Townsend. You probably don't know much about Wade Townsend, but all three of those kids came out of Rice as high #1 draft choices. Umber had Tommy John surgery early. I believe Wade Townsend did too. Jeff Neiman's won 8 or 10 games for Tampa Bay this year, so that's quite a pitching staff that Rice had. Great job of recruiting by Wayne Graham and developing them while they were at Rice.
We're going to bring on Mark McLemore in just a second, but Tag, first, you had a story going right when we went to break about your time spent.
Oh, you were talking about Omar thinking that Bert and Ernie originated in Venezuela. I had a kid on the team in Aragua one year say, "Do you have Coke in the United States too?" So the same kind of a thing. If you've never been here, you don't know that it didn't come from where you are.
Mark,
anyway, nice to have you, Mac.
Thanks, man. Thanks, fellas.
That's how we welcome you to the air tonight.
A great conversation to join.
With Beto and Enrique. That was the Bert and Ernie dynamic that Omar Vizquel grew up with. We've been talking about Omar tonight and Pudge Rodriguez, a couple guys who average being 40 years old, and it looks like they're both going to be a fairly important part of what the Rangers have going down the stretch.
I think they are. I think bringing Pudge back here was a great move. Not only does he bring a spark to a club in the middle of a pennant race, but he brings experience. He's got postseason experience. He's won a World Series. He's arguably one of the best catchers that ever played the game, and he's got a lot of knowledge that he can share with all these guys on this ball club on how to get down the stretch and win.
Some catchers, as they get older, really start looking older, and that really is not the case with Pudge. That ball drilled into center, up in the air, and the wind thumbtacks it. Carlos Gomez has to come in.
That ball came down like a parachute. On a normal night, I bet that ball is a third of the way up the hill. But not tonight. As high as it was, it just got knocked straight down by the wind. He got all that ball.
You've seen the wind swirl in this ballpark when you've had a glove on your hand, Mr. McLemore.
I have. It can be pretty tricky, but the key here is to watch those flags. Whatever way the flags are blowing straight in right now, and if you hit it up that high, it's going to come back. But normally, if it's blowing toward that third baseline, it's going to swirl around here and shoot right out to right center field. So you've really got to watch the flags.
Murphy fouls it. Rangers leading 5-1. We're chatting with Mark McLemore on the day that Pudge Rodriguez returns to the Rangers. A couple of Texans having at it here. Rice against Baylor, with Umber against Murphy. Got to ask you too, Mac, because the Rangers and Twins are going to play that one series this year at Minneapolis, and that's it. And then that's the last that the Rangers will see in the Metrodome. Are you going to miss that place for baseball, or not so much?
You know what? It was actually kind of fun. I mean, when the Twins get something going, you can't hear anything. You could literally be standing this far away from your teammates, screaming at the top of your lungs,
right,
and can't hear anything. And for me, it was fun. It didn't rattle me, didn't bother me. It wasn't intimidating. It was just fun for the fans to be into the game as much as those Minnesota Twins fans are into the game.
I remember the advantage they had in the 2 World Series they won. They luckily had 4 games in the Metrodome, and those are the 4 games they won.
Their bullpen coach tells a story about having to stand on the phone so he would feel it vibrate with his foot because there's no way he could hear it ring. Kinsler got a nice ovation as he came up. He pounded that 3-run homer back in the 3rd. That is part of why Carl Pavano is no longer in the ball game. He's got that uppercut swing. When he's on, that's just fun.
It is, and I actually like him in that 6-hole, providing you've got somebody at the top of the lineup that can get on base and do what they're supposed to do at the top of the lineup. If not, then Ian is that best guy for the top of the lineup. But Like I said, if you've got somebody, that can get on base and steal bases and score runs, I like Ian down in that lineup a little bit more where he can drive in some more runs.
Yeah, I agree.
Takes the 2-0 to make it 2-1. Max Scott Feldman pitching well again, looking to go to 13-4.
I'll tell you, Scott's been doing it all year long, and he's been one of probably the most consistent pitcher the Rangers have had this year.
Hop up, see what the wind does with this. Gives Mauer a shot here, but he can't get it. Ricochets off that guardrail. Ended up very near the owner's box over there.
Ran the wrong way.
We welcome Joe Mauer into the living room.
Help was a little bit late. Fortunately, that ball did not hit. Misses hits.
Kinsler with a foul. Uh-oh, we have lens damage on that foul ball. That looks like a cheapo $9 lens anyway. I wouldn't worry about it. 3-2 pitch. All right, take two. Mauer navigates and makes the catch to end the inning.
Mac, you're going to have to go take some batting practice before you come back.
This is not good.
Every time Mac's in the booth, they go 1, 2, 3. Thanks, bud.
All right.
We still love you, Mac.
Thanks.
5-1 Rangers tonight on a windy night in Arlington.
Minnesota 5-1. Ian Kinsler with the big 3-run bomb. Scott Feldman pitching fantastically. Hey, big news today. I'm Rick Renner up here enjoying things. You know what it is. Pudge Rodriguez, he's back. About 5:15. The great Pudge Rodriguez arrived by car from Houston. Funny how baseball is. He'll back up a guy who idolized him as a kid in Carrollton, Taylor Teagarden. Pudge says he's coming home, wants to play a couple more years, and wants to retire a Ranger.
Now I'm back here, the Rangers, the place that I started back in '91, play here 11 years and great place to play. What can I say? Good fans, good team. Right now they're playing very well, and I just look forward to bring the best that I can to continue winning games.
And we're getting a lot of reaction on Twitter on this one. We want to hear from you. Go to twitter.com, FS Southwest. Josh, back over to you.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. Meantime, Orlando Cabrera having punched one in the left. Borbone couldn't field it cleanly, and Cabrera ends up at second base. No word yet on how they'll score that. Looks like a single and an E7. Giving Joe Mauer an opportunity now in a 5-1 game in the 6th. No action yet in the Ranger bullpen.
Scott at a good pitch count right now. He's only at 77 pitches. So depending on how quickly the innings go, he could conceivably get through 7 innings. And depending how many pitches Ron wanted to let him pitch, maybe 8, if he's efficient over the next 3 innings.
Mauer's got a 15-game hitting streak. He is 31 for 60 during those games. It's a long time to be hitting better than 500.
Well, it's not an exaggeration to say it, especially now that he's showing the kind of power that he's showing. He's the best hitter in baseball right now.
Yeah, by 22 points over Ichiro, just on batting average alone.
When you look at the contact he makes, now he's hitting for power. He's already won 2 batting championships, and he doesn't strike out very much. There's a few guys who can hit more home runs. Very few can hit for better average than he can, though.
Cabrera going to third very aggressively. His team down 5-1. Mauer continues to hit the ball to the opposite field with a lot of authority.
I think if you polled a group of experts and you asked them the first question, who's the best hitter in baseball, I got to think Joe Mauer wins. And there's other great hitters. Albert Pujols is a great hitter, but when you look at a guy who catches and does the things he does on the field, has won 2 batting championships and is hitting .380 right now, that's pretty tough to beat.
Making a run at that 400 batting average. He'll come up a little short most likely. Feldman can't get this one. It's a base hit for Harris in the center field, and the Twins have chipped back to 5-2. Just to finish a thought on Mauer, his first year as a professional, he did hit 400 right on the button. But that was a short season. Rookie league ball. He only played in 32 games, but that's a nice way to begin your professional career as a 400 hitter.
What city did he play in that year, does it say?
Elizabethton.
Yeah, and that is not like a complex rookie league kind of place where all the high school players are young Latin players. It's more of a couple of high school players and a lot of college players. So even though it's an early in career league, hitting 400 in it for a high school kid still pretty amazing.
No home runs when he hit 400, and then he went to Quad Cities the next year. That's straight up A ball. He had 4 home runs. He had 4 home runs the following year. Then he got to the big leagues in 04. He had 6. In 2005, yeah, he hit 294, but as a #1 overall pick, there were some that were going, yeah, where's the power, though? He's got 9 home runs. He plays every day, only 9 home runs. Well, now this year, he's up to 24.
Did that ball hit Scott's finger?
Must have, because they're letting him take a warm-up toss or 2.
It was a hard hit ball by Harris. But fortune, looks like Scott's okay. Let's take a look at that base hit up the middle. Oh yeah, he tried to catch it. Even Scott's not immune to that. We've seen Kevin Millwood do it a number of times. Padilla, I think, had done it a couple of times.
Well, the double plays in order here. Michael Kadire, the batter. Kadire with a pair of doubles tonight. 4 hits the last 2 games that he has played against Feldman, including a home run. And again to left field. It's the 3rd time he's done that. Harris has to jam on the brakes. Nicely played by Marlon Byrd. 3 hits in the inning now. And boy, just like that, the tying man is coming up, Joe Creedy. Occasionally, Feldman has run into some problems in the 6th inning. I don't know how to explain it other than sheer coincidence, but this year, the 5th inning, as opposed to the 6th, Feldman's allowed only 1 5th inning run all year. He's allowed 53 runs this season. But the fifth inning's been almost completely spotless. That inning where you're trying to prove that, yeah, you've got some more in the tank, you can keep on going. Let's see how quickly he can get out of the sixth. One ground ball away maybe from doing that. Remember last year the Twins for a while were a better than 300 team with runners in scoring position. That's what carried them. Popped into the crowd by Creedy. Well, the Red Sox are still leading their game in Toronto, but only 10-9 as Toronto is struck back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. They're apparently still threatening, still up. Angels 5, Indians 4. That game's going to the 9th. Rangers still have a bunch of games against the Angels head-to-head. 3 of them here and 4 of them there, all in the last half of September. A check swing. And the 6th full count tonight now for Feldman.
Yep, that wasn't even close to being a swing, but boy, you'd like to see a strike right here. Ideally, you'd love to see a double play ground ball to get Scott out of the inning. You don't want to let the Twins back in. They've snuck back in right now.
Hard hit, base hit. Up with the ball is Marlon Byrd, firing. And as it's cut off, it is now 5-3. 4 singles in the inning. Mauer is the only out of the inning. The Rangers will get the bullpen going now.
Scott in this inning is throwing mostly cutters and sinkers. They're all, pretty much the same speed, and the Twins are having some pretty good swings at him. It might be in his best interest to throw a few curveballs, just something a little bit more off speed, to give them a look at something more off speed.
Feldman has gotten Delman Young to strike out and fly out. I'm with you. I'd take that ground ball right about now. Instead, another one drilled. Getting up the alley, and here come those Minnesota Twins. 1 run is in. Looking for 2. Kinsler's throw towards the plate. Not in time. The Twins have tied the game 5-5. There's the Delman Young we've come to know. Swing at that first one.
It scattered 4 hits through 5 innings. Now they've got 5 hits in 6 batters. The pitch is right down the middle of the plate. Whatever Scott had going for him through 5 innings, he's trying to find it again here in the 6th.
Well, it's been a frustrating night so far for Carlos Gomez. He's got a chance to vent right here. He's got a chance to knock in a runner down there at second base. Gomez, remember, had a couple come close to hitting him tonight.
Well, Gomez is a little bit sensitive for that pitch in. I don't blame him. I don't think Scott's even thinking about throwing at him right here. But if you're Gomez, It still doesn't feel good having those balls plug you up and in like that.
Plant that seed of doubt.
Obviously, at least based on where the pitches have been, Scott's trying to pitch him in. A couple of them have just been a little too far in.
Bunting, and he pops it in the air. Feldman with a face plant. He couldn't get to the baseball, but what an effort. We've seen Scott dive on his knees tonight and now face first. Two to Gomez. Up and outside. Jennings should be ready out there in the bullpen if the Rangers want to go get him. Feldman's pitch count is okay, 93. Back into the crowd. Laid off. Boy, a really difficult inning for Feldman. Oh, a tough time finishing guys off. He had set down 5 in a row coming into this inning, but the Twins are 5 for 6 here in the 6th. Ground ball slowly hit. Got it. For that go-ahead man now at third.
He did get the ball in that time to Gomez. Threw him the two-seam fastball. It jammed him. Accomplished what he was trying to accomplish by getting a weak ground ball.
Punto has been a very tough out for the Rangers. Young plays in on the grass at third. Blaylock pinching in at first. Punto buckles back. Minnesota with 5 unanswered runs to tie the score. Only 1 home run for Punto his last 440 at bats, but it was here at this ballpark. Runs the count to 3-0.
He's run the pitch count to 100. He's moving along pretty good after the 5th inning as far as the pitch count goes, but 6th inning has been a tough inning to get out of for Scott.
Needed that. Delman Young down the line at third. He hit the 2-run double to tie the game. 3-2. Feldman wanted to be out there when the inning ended. Get a chance for that 13th win after all if the Rangers could rally in the bottom of the 6th. But with Jason Jennings ready, the call goes to the bullpen. And it's a 5-5 tie here in Arlington as Feldman departs. And folks, you can get half-price tickets online for tomorrow's game against the Twins. It's an Ozarka website Wednesday. Tickets available in a variety of seating areas, and the offer good all year. Go to TexasRangers.com/eSavers. Brought to you by WBAP. If you are coming to the game tomorrow, remember the Paul McCartney concert is right next door, and there should be some traffic issues to navigate. So give yourself some extra time coming in tomorrow. Jason Jennings getting into his 42nd game of the year and trying to keep this thing tied up 5-5. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Minnesota batter is Denard Span. Punto's going. Jennings has got him. Got to go back to third base. And no. Punto ends up at second anyway.
Well, they say that play never works, and since Jason did that, I'm going to go back and correct something I said in the Boston series when the Red Sox tried that same thing. You don't have to step off the back of the rubber to fake toward third base. I said that it was a balk because he didn't back off the rubber. In the Red Sox series, it was a balk because he didn't step toward third base for the fake before he went back to first. Jason kept his foot on the rubber, which you can do, faked to third, and then went back to first, and that's a legal play. The Red Sox pitcher didn't step toward third base.
Now the Rangers will go ahead and put Span on intentionally. A little chess match here. Fine, you're still second base. We're going to walk Span. Go righty versus righty. Cabrera, who's already got a hit this inning, will be the 10th man to bat in this 6th. Rangers with 1 in the first, 4 in the third, and then the Twins 1 in the fourth and 4 in the 6th. They're loaded up for a hot hitter. Orlando Cabrera recently had a 22-game hitting streak. Recently of the Angels, the White Sox, and the A's. Now the next stop, Minnesota. He fights this one back in the crowd.
Cabrera's a real aggressive hitter, not much plate discipline, doesn't walk very much. Bases loaded. That pitch was out of the strike zone.
taking that one, the count 1-1. Two of these three base runners are responsibility of Feldman. Jennings trying to make sure it stays 5-5. The Rangers will have the bottom third of the order coming up in the bottom of the sixth. The night that Pudge Rodriguez has returned to the Rangers, if you're just joining us, acquired from Houston today. Fly ball center field. Marlon Byrd is after it. Finds it. He's got it. And it stays tied at 5-5. Plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for two at Sonic. Good luck to Larry Williams of Dallas. If a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Well, the Rangers started out blazing tonight, led 5-0. Things were really going well. Now it's 5-5 and needing to get that lead back. The former Rice Owl on the mound, Philip Umber. Blaylock had a triple back in the third. Hank does have 23 home runs this year. Strangely, he's only had one at home now in his last 81 home at bats. This is usually a launching pad for Hank. One thing Hank does not have since the All-Star break is a walk. 122 at bats since his last one. But he's working on it. 3-1 the count from Umber. This will be a real nice time to get that first walk in a while. There it is. First walk since July 10th for the Hammer. You splashed a little defense tonight, too. Our Coors Light Freeze Cam. Got it. Taylor Teagarden coming up. You thinking bunt here, Tag, or you let Taylor swing away?
Well, it's a possibility. You know, it's fairly early in the game. Looks like there's going to be some runs scored in this game, some more runs scored. But I think in this situation, the catcher batting, it's probably a bunt situation.
He squares, and he takes strike one. A couple of Texas high school stars here, Umber and Teagarden. Creedy in at third. Whoa, that's not an easy pitch to bunt. Teagarden had to bend out of the way. Minnesota's been allowing some runs. They shut out the Indians 11-0 on Friday, but since then they have been averaging 7 runs per game allowed, including tonight. Looking to swing, and it's a 4-6-3 double play.
The way Taylor swung at that ball almost looked like he might have thought it was a hit and run. Hank wasn't running, so maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. If it was, and Hank was running, maybe you get lucky and second baseman's covering, that ball goes into right field.
Those guys are discussing what just happened there.
I got to think Hank thought the bunt was on, and Taylor might have thought the hit and run was on. It looked like Taylor reached for a ball that was a little bit outside, did a nice job of getting the ball to the right side. Now, second baseman might not have been covering, might have been the shortstop, but if he was covering, it would have worked really nice. That pitch is about 6 or 8 inches outside. I don't think he would have taken that swing if he didn't think a hit and run was on.
Now Vizquel is going to hit one up in the air, foul ground. That area has been getting a lot of work tonight. Foul balls down in that tunnel. Boston still leading in Toronto, with Jonathan Papelbon on in the ninth. It's 10-9. The Angels have defeated Cleveland 5-4. This one suddenly tied 5-5. Another high foul from Omar. Trevor Bell's first big league win for the Angels in that one, and Brian Fuentes on for the save. He's got 35 saves this year. Well, he steps right in for K-Rod. Kendry Morales steps right in for Teixeira. Vizquel hanging tough with a base hit to left field. Jesse Crain is up in the bullpen for Minnesota.
Like a high pitch, but somehow Omar got on top of that ball, kept his hands up high, and instead of popping it up, which you would normally do if you hit that ball fair, he got on top of it and hit a nice line drive single.
The bunt from Bourbon. And now the race is on. Bourbon diving in there.
You cannot stop him on that play if the first baseman fields the ball. Once the first baseman fields the ball, he's done. The second baseman can't get there, and Bourbon's going to beat the pitcher. It's the second time in 2 days we've seen that play.
On base 11 times now in the 3 games he's played on this homestand.
He brings 2 men on, puts a man in scoring position for Michael Young.
9 for 11 with a couple of walks. Not only is that a great homestand, but boy, you're, I think at that point, trying to figure out a way to make sure he's around it, if at all possible, when Nelly Cruz comes back. Not sure how you manage that, but
fortunately, we don't have to worry about that problem. That's someone else's problem, but I agree.
Now Michael Young with a chance to unlock a 5-5 game. Two infield hits for Bourbon tonight. 3 stolen bases. Five runs, 9 hits for both teams as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Good curveball.
Jesse Crane, who always seems to pitch well against the Rangers, getting ready. That's high. You've got Hamilton on deck. Umber a check of the runner off second. And able to guide it behind Michael Young, make it 2-2.
Good changeup. Umber has a nice changeup and nice curveball. Hasn't had the command of his fastball that I think he'd like to have, but he's throwing some good off-speed pitches.
2 on, 2 out. And the 2-2 pitch inside. Runners will be going now. Slowly hit. Umber collects it and throws it to Newman. The Rangers will take the lead. 1 run in. Bourbon back to third at 6-5.
Well, the Rangers get a gift right there. I think Umber knew he couldn't get Michael at first base and was hoping he had a shot at a force out at third. The problem was the third baseman had to react to the ball. So he came in to field the ball, and when Umber threw it to third, there was nobody there. He's lucky he didn't throw it harder. If he threw it a little bit harder, then Bourbon would have been able to score as well.
Vizquel just had to watch the ball go by and then trot home. Bourbon had eyes for coming around and scoring too. Dave Anderson told him not to do it. And I guess the percentage move now is to walk Hamilton to get to Bird. They will do that. That'll be a single for Michael Young and then an E1. Now remember how the inning got going. It was a walk from Blaylock. Teagarden hit into the double play. And then a long at bat for Vizquel. All those foul balls and then finally punching one into left. Whoa! That ball almost getting beyond Maurer. That would have been a fun way to watch it get to 7-5.
Well, Umber threw the ball before it hard. It's like he doesn't have an in-between speed. And then he lobbed that last one in there. See if he throws this one hard. He's lobbing this one in there too.
Jesse Crane will be summoned. Remember, this is a Sonic Slam inning, so we got $25,000 on the line. Nomar Vizquel. I was thinking the same thing. The reaction is to catch that ball when it's being tossed to you like that.
Now that would have been something you haven't seen before. especially if he caught it and threw it to first, tried to get Michael at first base.
Just out of habit. Here comes Jesse Crane. Marlon Byrd will bat with the bases loaded when we come back at 6-5. About to change, introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Join the next generation of fantasy football. Marlon Byrd with the bases loaded in the Sonic Slam inning. Larry Williams of Dallas, our contestant. The Rangers have already taken a 6-5 lead. Jesse Crane, in 13 career appearances against the Rangers, has never allowed a run. 16 2/3 innings. And he is being asked to come on here and take care of Marlon Byrd as the Rangers threaten to blow this game open. In what has been a 38-minute sixth inning.
Well, the Twins had the bases loaded. Jason Jennings got a big out, long fly ball from Cabrera.
Remember, Marlon hit the heck out of one last time up, but that's when the wind had just started blowing. It seemed to kind of hang the ball up in the air in center. Tough pitch, 0-2. A throwing error, giving the Rangers his 6-5 lead here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Fly ball center field. And that's it. The Rangers leave him loaded. But against a team known for being fundamentally sound, the throwing error gives the Rangers a 6-5 lead. Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T is your world delivered. Now, the Rangers do have the lead again, but here's Joe Mauer, Jolton Joe Mauer, with a 15-game hitting streak. He'll take a strike from Jennings. Four in the top of the sixth for Minnesota, one in the bottom of the sixth for the Rangers. Vizquel with a single with 2 outs to get that all started. He ended up coming around to score when Philip Umber tossed the ball down the left field line. Jennings to Mauer. And the Rangers have kept Mauer to a modest 1 for 3 tonight, but the one hit was a home run. Darren O'Day getting ready. Remember, the Twins sent 10 to the plate last inning. Mauer socks it to center. At the track, at the wall, it's gone. And the game is tied 6-6. 25 home runs for Joe Mauer now this year, and he missed all of April.
Yeah, not much doubt about power for Joe Mauer now. If he can hit that pitch where he hit it.
All that hard work the Rangers did to get the lead again, and Mauer does that good work with one swing. Now Brendan Harris. A little chip shot off of Jennings. Wow.
He threw him a good pitch. He threw him a good slider that he swung at and looked like he hit right off the end of the bat. And it had some spin on it. And it looked like Jason was going to get to it, but I'm not sure whether he just missed it in the middle of his glove or whether it hit his glove and with all the spin on it, just spun away from him.
Well, double plays in order anyway. Michael Kadire 3 for 3 tonight. And Jennings missing in. Both teams with a pair of 1-run innings and 1 4-run inning. Jennings pours a strike in there. Well, the night of Pudge Rodriguez's return to the Rangers. A pretty interesting ball game afoot. The Red Sox did win their game tonight 10-9 in Toronto. And a 1-run victory as well for the Angels tonight, 5-4 in Cleveland. Wave and a miss, 1-2. Hit on the hands and grounded to third. Gonna try it. Got him at second base.
Yeah, he infielded that just like a first baseman to get that lead runner. A nice play by Michael. A lot of third basemen would have a hard time with that ball, but because Michael was a shortstop, he could field that ball on the run and flip it quickly with something on it to second base, which he did on a close play with help from Ian, who stretches and plays it like a first baseman. Good pitch right there by Jason. Threw him a slider the pitch before it and then jammed him with a good fastball.
Right in there to Creedy on the inside edge. High fly ball. Long run in. Real long run in from Marlon Byrd.
When you hit it that high, the wind is just really blowing it straight back. You got a pretty good pitch to hit, but if you hit it high, it wouldn't have mattered how hard he hit it. It wouldn't have gone out. The ball that Mauer hit must have been just low enough to where the wind didn't affect it.
Yeah. Delman Young going to try his luck to right center field. Byrd is back. He can't get it. It hits the top of the wall and goes out. It's a 2-run home run. Delman Young was being held in check tonight. 0 for 2, his first 2, but a 2-run double and a 2-run homer after that, and it's 8-6 Minnesota.
I think the one thing with Delman Young is, as little as he walks, I think probably the worst thing you can do is give him a good pitch to hit on the first pitch, because he's going to swing. And the last couple of times, the double that he hit to drive in a couple, now the home run to drive in a couple, have been good pitches to hit right off the bat. And I think with a guy like him, who's such a wild swinger, keep the ball out of the strike zone early in the count and you get ahead of him.
Well, the inning was prolonged. In fact, maybe even provoked with that ball that was hit back to Jennings that he didn't field. Got a home run from Mauer before that. Now a homer from Delman Young after that. It is 8-6 Twins. Rangers do have Darren O'Day ready in the bullpen. They're going to have Murphy, Kinsler, and Blaylock coming up in the 7th. Well, that ball sure did not get out by a lot, but it did some damage. Two and two now to Carlos Gomez. "12 hits for the Twins tonight. Remember, they don't have Kubel in the lineup right now. They don't have Justin Morneau playing tonight. But boy, they are hitting. Gomez dumps it into center field. Thinking about second base. Scrambles back to first. Well, the Twins have done a lot of their hitting the last 2 innings. Got 5 hits and 2 walks in the 6th. And 4 more hits in the 7th. Doug Mathis now up in the bullpen.
Yeah, O'Day was up as long as the Rangers were tied or in the lead, but now that the Rangers have dropped down a couple of runs, they switch, and Mathis gets up trying to get loose in a hurry.
Jennings to Nick Punto. When the Twins were in contention the last several years, Ozzie Guillen of the White Sox liked to describe him as a bunch of piranhas. They would just attack you, never relent. And even though they're not in contention right now here in 2009, they're trying to figure out a way back in the race in the AL Central, and they are relentless in this series anyway. Twins came in tonight 6.5 games out in the AL Central. That's not forever. That's not impossible. Tigers did win their game tonight, though. So now they're 7 games back. You look at the Jack-in-the-Box standings in the Central. Tigers got Aubrey Huff yesterday, Mineral Wells native. Saw a stat tag where Aubrey Huff, with 200 career home runs, has never been in the postseason, never been to an All-Star game. The only other guy like that in the last 75 years is Rob Deere.
Wow.
I would not have known that.
I would never have thought that.
Outside 2-1.
It's been tough to get outs in the last 2 innings, the 6th inning and the 7th inning. Twins had 4 hits through 5 innings. They had 9 hits in the last 2 innings, 5 in the 6th and now 4 here in the 7th.
Got that outside corner this time. Gomez on the run. And that is strike 3 to end the inning. But damage done. 3 runs in as we get to the stretch. 8-6 Minnesota.
Texas A&M men's national championship golf coach right here, JT Higgins, and attending the game and also got to throw out the first pitch. What was that like, JT?
Yeah, that was great. I grew up playing baseball, and to be able to take the hill in a major league stadium, it was a thrill of a lifetime. It was great.
Now, how you became a men's golf coach, it's an interesting story. It started at UNLV?
Yeah, I was sports formation director at UNLV, and I did football and basketball. My spring sport was golf. And the golf coach just really liked how hard I worked and thought I'd be a really good recruiter and thought I'd make a great coach. So he offered me a job, and I ended up going to work for him. And we put together some great teams, and so I got offered some head coaching jobs and just led to New Mexico and then to Texas A&M.
And win a men's national championship in golf. Congratulations. And see, hard work does pay off. And he has 3 returning starters along with one of the best recruits in the nation. And it looks like maybe another national championship next year. I'm putting pressure on you, Coach. Okay? All right, thank you, Josh.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Welcome, Coach. David Murphy trying to pick up here for his fellow Baylor Bear. Jason Jennings had a rough go of it in the top of the 7th. It is now 8-6 Twins. Murphy trying to kickstart a Ranger rally on a night where the Red Sox have won and the Angels have won. Murphy is on.
I wish he came in and walked somebody.
Boy, no kidding.
Came in and threw strikes and got Marlon Byrd with the bases loaded.
No, aggravated poor Gardenhire is.
Gets a 2-run lead, comes out and walks the leadoff hitter on 4 pitches. I'm sure he'd like to throw Guerrero in the 8th and Nathan in the 9th if he's got a lead. But depending on what happens in the 7th, he may not have that luxury.
We've seen some home run hitting tonight. Delman Young, Joe Mauer twice, Ian Kinsler once. Twice would be a pretty nice story because that would tie the game 8-8.
Yeah, you have to be patient now. He's throwing 5 straight balls.
Remember, Crane is never allowed a run to the Rangers. It's his 14th appearance against them. That's called a strike on the inside edge. Crane, the former Houston Cougar.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, too. That last pitch was 93 miles an hour.
Wow.
Wasn't really a strike, though.
That's not a strike. Blaylock's on deck. Hank with a triple tonight and his first walk since July 10th. Kinsler hits it in the air. Carlos Gomez has to trot in for it. Again, the wind seems to hang the baseball up if it gets up above, right? That little line of demarcation.
If you hit it high enough, it's coming back with the wind blowing in. And there are places where you can hit it where it will carry pretty well, but generally it'll have to be more of a line drive.
Well, Blaylock's a candidate then to rope one down the right field line. No swing. Tampa Bay has won its game tonight 5-4 over Baltimore. So the Rays want to announce to everybody they're still in the mix. They could get to within 3 of the wild card if the Rangers don't rally tonight. You check that Ranger bullpen.
CJ warming up in case the Rangers can score 3, take a lead. Doug warming up in case it stays right around where it is.
Blaylock in a hitter's count with 1 on, 1 out. Swinging and again lofting it up in the air. And the wind pushing it back towards the infield again. 2 out. Taylor Teagarden will come up. He's homered in 3 of his last 7 games. In that Tampa Bay Baltimore game that we were talking about, David Price with the win. They've turned to J.P. Howell to save games now. He's got his 13th. Tigers beat the Mariners 5-3. Murphy goes, Mauer throws, and that ball almost got into center field. Rangers steal another base. That is 6 tonight. Remember, they had 8 against the Red Sox the other night. Murphy with 1, Bird with 1, Hamilton with 1, Borbone with 3. That's nice because just a little single somewhere to the outfield now at least gets it down to 8-7. Oh, and 2. That ball's down, and Teagarden checking his swing. Tomorrow night, Kevin Millwood on the mound, looking for his 10th win. Not official yet, so don't hold us to it, but it looks like Pudge Rodriguez might catch that game tomorrow. If you're just rolling in, just hearing that for the first time, yep, Pudge is a Ranger again. Dealt from Houston this afternoon. That's why Murphy's wearing number 14. Gave 7 back to Pudge. Crowd of about 21,000 here tonight. And again, a decent crowd expected tomorrow night. Plus, you've got the Paul McCartney concert right down the road. And that will put the traffic congestion
to the test. We can only hope it doesn't unload at the same time our game gets over, I guess.
All you folks going to McCartney tomorrow, ask Paul to do a lot of encores. Keep that crowd there. I listened to all the songs that he's got in his rotation tomorrow. There's over. Wait, you know the set list already?
Over 30 songs. Yeah, it's out.
You got that and I don't?
Yep. You weren't listening to the ticket this morning, were you?
No, I was not. And that's rare for me, too. Got on my brand new bike this morning.
You got a new bike?
I'm one of those bicycle guys
What,
now.
you got a Harley?
No. I'm not that kind of bike guy.
You're actually pedaling?
Yeah, I'm like pedaling. I got the,
You got a helmet?
Got the helmet, got those ridiculous shorts and everything.
You got the like spandex shorts?
Yes,
pants?
sir. Yep.
Whoa.
It's not pretty, but.
Got any blisters?
Yep. You're not going to see them. 1-2 pitch. Little low, 2-2. They didn't have the bicycle outfitted with a radio, so.
They have one of those little horns that you like squeeze and it goes like Clarabelle used to squeeze.
The little tassels on, yeah. Got the little basket. Vizquel on deck. Here's 2-2. Boy, Taylor's not going away. See an 8th pitch of this at bat coming up.
A lot of pitches in that strike zone and a lot of good swings too from Taylor. He just hasn't connected yet, but he's had a couple of good rips at him.
In an 8-6 game.
Ready to take that high fastball.
Matt Guerrero is getting ready in that Minnesota bullpen. Jesse Crain has thrown a couple dozen pitches or thereabouts. Taken. Strike 3. Rangers got the leadoff walk, but couldn't move Murphy around and in. We're at the end of 7, and it's 8-6. Texas Ranger Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. And by Hankook Tires, tame the road. Here's your game summary. Julio Bourbon, once again, has been fascinating to watch. He's got 3 more steals tonight. 9 for 11 during this homestand. Michael Young has done fine, but Delman Young has done even a little bit better. Going 2 for 4 with a 4 RBI night going for the Minnesota Twins. They've got 4 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. Scott Feldman will get a no decision in this one. Now for Doug Mathis. An opportunity to pitch on through the 8th. It's the top of the order, though. Denard Span will start. Out of the bullpen, Doug has done a really nice job. That ERA is where it is because of a start that didn't go real well. Boy, one common denominator here, Mr. Grieve, the last few innings. It's been tough for the Rangers to get ahead of these Minnesota hitters.
Tough to get an out, for sure. Long innings. There you go. There haven't been many games where that's been the case. 13 hits and 8 runs. That's a rare occurrence for the Ranger pitchers.
Now, the pitching has been much of the storyline this year, no doubt. The Rangers came in tonight tied for 2nd in the American League in ERA.
But Josh Beckett pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs today. So, you know, nobody's immune from giving up runs. I don't care how good you are.
Span is swinging at one that was moving in on him.
Span is the type of hitter, the way he hits from a dead standstill, it looks like he's going to take the pitch, and then right at the end, he's strong enough to swing without really getting the bat started at all.
Swinging here, there is another Minnesota base hit. They've had 10 of those in their last 16 at-bats now. Orlando Cabrera coming up next. We go to the Center Rangers live for Dana Larson.
Josh, thank you. Coming up after the game, lot to get to with regards to the catcher position. We will bring you much more of that reintroductory press conference by Pudge Rodriguez, and of course reaction to that and tonight's game from inside the Ranger clubhouse, plus the official diagnosis for Jared Saltalamacchia and what it means for the rest of his season. We've got that and much more coming up right after the game, so please join me and Mark McLemore in just a little bit.
All right, Dana, thank you very much. And a ball that got away way out there from the Minnesota bullpen somehow. Julio Bourbon had to go retrieve it. Michael Young in on the grass at 3rd. And among the tough outs tonight has been Cabrera, the native of Colombia. That's a vacation I'm betting you've not yet taken. Colombia?
I've not been to Colombia. Nope, don't have plans to go either. Nothing against the Colombians, no. Just not
well
on my radar screen right now.
You're about, I don't know, 2 or 3 other countries you'd go to first?
There's a few. It's actually, given the choice, I'm staying right in my own. Not a big traveler.
How do you feel about going to Tampa Bay, New York, and Minnesota, though, next week?
I like that.
All right.
I like that. I love the Vinoy in Tampa. New York's always exciting. New Yankee Stadium's fun to go to, and you just have to say your goodbyes to the Metrodome after all these years, so that's going to be a good trip.
That was kindly put by you right there at the end. Cabrera slashing one into center. What has gotten into the Minnesota Twins these last 2 or 3 innings?
Well, sooner or later, they got to start hitting something at somebody.
Or exhaust themselves. No Kubel, no Morneau, no issues. And thankfully, as you kind of pointed out already, this is the exception to the rule here in 2009. The Rangers already have more quality starts this year than they had all of last year. This right here, though, is not a comfortable place to be. If you're Doug Mathis, you got 2 on and Joe Mauer up. Mauer's got 2 homers tonight. He is 32 for his last 62. That's just silly.
Not sure what he was when he first got off the disabled list and started to play, but he got off to a start. He was hitting 400 after whatever, a couple hundred at bats, 150 at bats. But it's very rare for a hitter to be that hot twice in 1 year. You might have your huge streak and end up with a great year, solid every way around.
Yeah, like Lance Berkman last year had that 30 for 50, but
you just don't think you're going to do it twice. Went to 400, 420, whatever it was, dropped back down to 350-ish. Now he's back up to 381.
Ground ball finds right field. Now he's at 383. Throw is cut off, and they got a hot box going with Mauer. A run is already in, and they do clamp down on Mauer and get him. Going to be a runner at third and 1 out now. 9-6 Minnesota. And the way the Twins are hitting the baseball right now, you take your outs any way you can get them.
Good throw from Josh. He hits the cutoff man. Omar cuts it off, throws back to Ian, and they successfully get the run down, and the runner stayed at third.
Infield's got to come in for the Rangers now. Brendan Harris, the batter. There's a get ahead. 0-1. Again, Boston beat Toronto 10-9. Jonathan Papelbon saved it, his 29th. Jason Bay a home run, and David Ortiz hit one out. As he did a couple of times here when the Red Sox lost 2 out of 3 to the Rangers. Final just in from the National League. The Giants got 3 in the 10th. Beat the Reds 8-5. Backing Harris off the plate. Ryan Garco, brought in from Cleveland, had the go-ahead hit for San Francisco in that game. Scott Feldman started for the Rangers tonight, and it was going really well for him through 5. Then things started to shake, rattle, and roll in that 6th inning. And the Ranger bullpen has not been completely effective. A lot of full counts tonight that the Minnesota Twins have drawn. Again, the infield in. That pitch drifting outside. Michael Kadire, who is 3 for 4, coming up. Just counting this up here real quick. As you check, that last pitch pretty close. If you include fielders' choices, of the last 22 Minnesota batters, Tom, 16 of them have reached.
Yeah, how many fielders' choices have there been? Because that's really not a batter reaching when someone's
one.
out. Only one.
Yeah. Just trying to keep.
I think even without that one, I think the point is that there's been a lot of base runners.
That's what I was going for. Royals now leading the White Sox, by the way, 5-4 in the ninth. The Yankees and the A's are tied 2-2 in the fourth. That's CC Sabathia going for the Yankees tonight. Wild wave and a miss by Kadire. The Angels, we mentioned, beat the Indians 5-4. Trevor Bell, one-time #1 pick of the Angels, gets his first big league win. Towards first, Blaylock's got it. Going to second for one on to first base. It is in time.
They don't turn that an extra run scores, but that is some kind of nice double play right there. Boy. Not an easy one to turn the way that ball was hit.
Gets Mathis off the mound, and the Rangers back to the plate. 9-6 Minnesota are scored. Nine to 6 in favor of Minnesota. Kind of spoiling the Pudge Rodriguez returns vibe right now. The Rangers do have 6 outs available to them. Omar Vizquel singled to start what looked like a rally in the 6th inning. Rangers did get a run, actually took a 6-5 lead at that time. Minnesota's come marauding back, leading 9-6. Matt Guerrero is now on the mound. Already getting into his 59th game of the year.
He's had an excellent season. 38 strikeouts, only 9 walks. Opponents are hitting below 200. Rangers touched him up for a run yesterday, though. Elvis tripled to left center field to score a run.
Vizquel to left field again. A base hit again. Oh, 2 hits from the bottom of the order. 3 hits and a walk from the top of the order in Bourbon.
The Rangers haven't come from behind like 3 runs down late in the game. It'd be a good night to do it right here. Now, with your work cut out against a late inning bullpen that's really good, Guerrero and Nathan. But you can get Nathan for a few runs right here, then you don't have to. I mean, get Guerrero, you won't have to see Nathan.
The Twins, keep in mind, haven't had a save opportunity, even an opportunity, the entire month. Nathan is one of the best in the business. But while the Washington Nationals are 10 for 10 in saves this month, Nathan hasn't been called on.
And the only games they've won, I guess they've been far enough ahead where it's not a save situation. Well, Bourbon ahead in the count 1-0, has been on 4 times. He's got a bunt single, an infield hit, a line drive to center. He's also walked. He's stolen second base 3 times. And Guerrero probably won't relinquish the lead all the way because Nathan might come in the 8th inning. It looks like he's warming up right now.
He is plenty rested. I can't say enough about Bourbon and what he's done on this homestand. Guerrero's not an easy guy to elevate the ball against, the way he sinks everything. If Bourbon can get on, Michael Young's the tying man. Tough pitch, though. Bourbon, for the first time tonight, is retired.
Good fastball. Mauer put the glove on the inside part of the plate, and Guerrero delivered it right where he had the glove.
Two more hits from Michael Young tonight. High in the air, center field. And again, with the way the wind is pinning everything up there, it's just not going to jump.
Yep, the Rangers have hit a couple of balls like that. Marlon Byrd had one. Just need more of a line drive to get it out to south center field today. I think even if Mauer had hit his ball that high, it would have been blown back. Ours is a little bit more of a line drive.
Big night and a big year for Joe Mauer. Josh Hamilton with a double in the 3rd for an RBI. And he drives it up in the air, down the right field line, way up in the air, but bending foul. That's the kind of towering shot from Josh, though, down the right field line that we frankly have not seen.
It's a curveball. It's just a little bit too far inside to keep fair. He tried to. He kept his hands in and tried to keep that ball fair, but just couldn't do it where the ball was located.
Down the left field line. The wind isn't blowing quite as hard as it was a little while ago. We have cooled down, though, to 81 degrees. Would you take that in April in Minnesota next year if the Rangers happen to be there?
81.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would you take 61?
Sure. I don't mind 60. I like 61. That wouldn't bother me at all.
Ground ball swept towards second. Rangers and Twins are at the end of 8. And it's Minnesota tonight by 3. 16 hits now. The Rangers trail 9-6 in the ninth. Doug Mathis continues on the mound. Joe Creedy at the plate. Both teams have a couple of one-run innings and a four-run inning. The difference now is that three-run seventh that Minnesota was able to fashion. They got homers from Mauer and Delman Young in that inning. Tomorrow night, Kevin Millwood against Scott Baker. 7:05 first pitch. Should be a busy night in Arlington. A ground ball to short for Vizquel. Soaks that one up. Again, the Paul McCartney concert next door tomorrow. Do allow yourself some extra time when you're coming to the Ranger game tomorrow to navigate the traffic. And TexasRangers.com will have all the information you need on the traffic flow in and out. Grieve got the set list. Wow.
No, I heard it. I didn't go to the internet or try to find it.
Or call Paul.
No. Since I'm not going, I don't really care what it is, but I just happened to be listening when they announced what it was.
His stuff or Beatles stuff or both?
A little bit of everything. Yeah. Quite a bit Beatles stuff. I don't think anyone that goes is going to be disappointed. Let's put it that way.
He's not going to cover anybody else, so it's not going to break out with some David Allen Coe or anything like that.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No, I didn't recognize any of that.
Should be nice crowds at both venues tomorrow. Delman Young, a chopper up near third. Michael Young trying to get Delman Young. Got him.
That's some kind of play right there. Michael is getting so good at third base.
A Gold Glove at shortstop a year ago. Transitions beautifully.
And that helps him being able to make those throws on the run. And it also helps to have a strong arm and an accurate arm. If you think that's easy, go try it someday. Have someone roll you some balls at third base, run in as fast as you can, and see how many times you can throw it accurately to first base.
Mathis pumps one right by Carlos Gomez. The Rangers will have Bird, Murphy, and Kinsler due up in the ninth inning. And at least right now it is a save situation for Joe Nathan, something he hasn't had in 3 weeks. A no decision tonight for Scott Feldman. Jason Jennings is on the hook for the loss. The Rangers will look to fight back in the bottom of the ninth. Michael Young again.
Makes it look easy.
He sure does. Now the Rangers with one last shot coming up, bottom nine. bag. It's on. And by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150. Well, if it's the first Ranger game, by golly, the Rangers need to rally and make it memorable. Wouldn't be quite right to get out of here with a loss, would it? 9-6 Minnesota. And Joe Nathan is on to protect this 9-6 lead. One of the best in the business, I guess, Tag, Joe Nathan.
Doubt that he is one of the best in the league, has been for a number of years. 29 out of 32 this year. 58 strikeouts in 44 innings, only 10 walks. He's got an excellent fastball, a hard slider, and real good command of it.
Right away, gets a ground ball to third. Bird made it close, but he's out. One pitch. Remember, the Rangers led this game 5-0. And in fact, it was 5-1 in the top of the sixth. But give these Minnesota Twins some credit. They just kept working the count, getting base hits. They are in position to steal this one away tonight on the night that Pudge Rodriguez was reacquired. You know what we should do real quick is see if John Daniels is available. The Rangers tend to get 4 runs every time he's in the booth.
Yeah, sure happened today.
Ball and a strike to Murphy. And don't forget, Rangers Live coming up after the game tonight.
Hard curveball right there. That's the ball that Marlin hit to third base as well.
Kinsler on deck. Then Blaylock. There has not been a 1-2-3 inning, well, except for one for the Rangers tonight. In the fifth, they went 1-2-3. Trying to get a couple base runners here and give somebody a shot to tie it up with one big swing. Taken, and it's strike 3.
There's the hard slider.
Twins trying to stop a 3-game losing streak. Rangers in danger of their 3-game winning streak ending. They had won 12 out of 15 here at home, too. Kinsler hit a 3-run home run back in the third for the Rangers. That's the last time the Rangers scored. I'm sorry, that's not true. 6th inning. They got that weird run when Omar Vizquel kept running around third. When the pitcher heaved the ball to a vacated base. Last Ranger RBI, however, off the bat of Ian in the third. One and two. Twins trying to stay in the race a little bit in that AL Central. And it could be that the Rangers fall back into a wild card tie with the Boston Red Sox. They prevailed by a run tonight in Toronto. Up and outside, 3-2. Again tomorrow, 7:05, Kevin Millwood on the mound. Derek Holland goes on Thursday. The last chance to see the Rangers for a while, tomorrow night and Thursday night. They hit the road for a week and a half. Ball 4. Blaylock will try to get on base, and Andrew Jones has already come out into the on-deck circle for Taylor Teagard. That's a candidate for the big swing to tie the game is Andrew Jones. But first, Blaylock's got to get on. Kinsler goes, and will just trot into second unchallenged. Defensive indifference, so no stolen base for Ian on a night where the Rangers have stolen a half a dozen bases. Going 6 for 6. Hank with a ground ball, slowly hit. The Minnesota Twins take it tonight by the final of 9-6. The Rangers are in a wild card tie now with those Boston Red Sox. They fall a bit further behind the Angels in the AL West. They're standing by on the set of Rangers Live.